Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom!
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Good morning.
Good morning.
There you are. You didn't have your mic on, Jason.
You're right.
Imagine having technical difficulties.
Mm.
Can I say something, Dave?
Did what?
Can I say something?
Sure.
You sound marvelous right now.
You do.
You know, and I'll give credit to our super producer, Christopher Ladd. We actually decided to do something new today, and we tested the line before we actually came on at 6 a.m. How about that?
And it paid off.
And it paid off. Welcome in. I
will say that I was super worried that it's going to sound like crap as soon as we go live.
What do you think? I crossed myself before I talked. That's exactly why, because that's what happens sometimes. But we're lucky so far. Let's hope the internet holds together. I am up the hill today and tomorrow. Jason and Chris from the Palatial Studios, and it's just the realities of the situation. I think I'd said in the morning yesterday on the show that Mason was extra tired from all the, he's in soccer, and also they're doing basketball, preseason conditioning, all that stuff. Well, turns out he was tired for a good reason. He's got the sickness, like Disturbed. So everyone's Mel is down there with Avery. They're already there. I for obvious reasons, by the way, and I'm like, knock on wood, but I feel absolutely phenomenal. Unfortunately, and by the way, he's already feeling better too, but protocols and this and that and whatever. So I'm up here to do the show today and tomorrow. But you know what? It's the beginning of the NFL season. So really, we're all together in the heart, aren't we, Jason? Isn't this a great day?
This is our best day, the opening of the NFL season. It's here. Let's go. This is what we waited for. Now we're ready to do it.
Oh, my God. It's over. We made it. We made it through the summer. It's like finishing the marathon and crossing the tape thinger, and the tape thinger. It's just awesome. And soon our prep conversations for the show will turn from, oh my God, what do we talk about? Okay, what if prime Barry Bonds fought a turtle in the Olympics, but the turtle had the arm of Greg Maddux, and what's your Mount Rushmore of player animal fights? Just actually, it's not a bad topic.
That's at 8:15.
Yeah, that is at 8:15. Now the topics or the prep will be filled with, do we have room for that? And that's a great feeling.
Absolutely. And so we wait, and it's even going to get more jam-packed. I mean, football's just beginning, but
yes,
basketball's around the corner, baseball playoff. This is a good. So I think when you say, like, when the Kings season ends, you feel like, how did you describe it? Like we're it's just is it the Kings season? There's some kind of identifier for you. Yeah,
there are lines of demarcation. So there are different moments. So for example, the very first one is the end of the NFL regular season, because you're depressed about the end of football. You also realize football is dwindling, although you're excited. You have the playoffs and the Super Bowl, but you know that you can now for the first time see it's not the light at the end of the tunnel, it's the darkness at the end of the lit tunnel, I guess. Sure. The second line of demarcation would be the Super Bowl in February. Then the end of the regular. Now you're like, okay, football's gone. We got maybe 2 more weeks of football, just recap, if that. And then it's just basketball. Okay, but that's fine. Kings hopefully are in a playoff push, blah, 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 blah. Then basketball season ends. Oh, God, here we go. Then Kings season ends, which, assuming they made some sort of postseason. And that's where the depression just kicks in. And then it's, that soon it's going to be baseball and nothing else. And it's going to be hot and stupid. And, you're sitting there praying for free agency and trades and God knows what else.
Yeah, but now it's hot and stupid, yet you can handle it better because there's all this other stuff going on.
Oh God, you know how much I hate heat. I will tell you this. I would rather, this is no joke. You know how much I hate heat too. And so this means something here. I would rather it average 115 degrees every day. No, for real. And have content than have it be my favorite weather, 66, 68, overcast but not rainy, breeze around 5 miles an hour, and just baseball. Like
I think that's an easy thing for you to say. I don't think you'd be happy there.
See, the thing is that well, I wouldn't be 100% happy because golly, it's hot. Yeah. But I would say this: we'd have content
for sure,
and then I can go into the air conditioning.
There you go.
Which to me is better than, hey, it's beautiful outside.
Right.
We have no content. About? Yeah. What do I talk about? I can only talk about how beautiful it is outside for a while. Anyway, I did not plan on being here today, and this story developed while I was at the Jelly Roll concert.
Oh yeah, that's right, Jelly Roll. Have you quickly become a big fan of Jelly Roll?
That's
a no.
He seemed great. I have nothing bad to say about Jelly Roll. Boy, I think that place was sold out. It was, and if it wasn't sold out, it was darn near sold out. I don't know. I guess you have to classify it as a country concert, but boy, oh boy, it's the first, I think, country concert I've been to. I think I've been to now 3 country concerts in my life. I saw Tim McGraw in Nebraska in like 97. I saw Garth Brooks. I think he was at Golden One. The last time Garth Brooks was here, I saw him. And those were phenomenal shows. And then Jelly Roll. This is not like any country concert I've ever been to. The best I could describe is that the setup and the sound system was a lot. It was almost more like a hip hop show.
Okay.
Including the music. So in between artists, right? We just got there and saw the I don't know I think they just had one opener, but in between the opener and Jelly Roll, I don't know if you've ever been to the PBR, but the PBR has like the MC and the clowns and the whole thing, and that to kind of fill time. There were no clowns or anything, but there were these guys like MCing and playing all kinds of, California Love and all kinds of different, all genres and all that stuff. And then Jelly Roll comes out and everyone freaks out and huge fans. And a mutual friend of ours, as we've said, that used to work with us in promotions, is now like his guy, his manager or whatever, is with him all the time. And I got a chance to visit with him, and he says hello, by the way, our friend Matt.
Yes.
By all accounts, including Matt's, like Jelly Roll's just the nicest, sweetest, purest dude. He's just a great guy. And he was telling me stories about like how all these people come and see him, and they were in Spokane, Washington, he was saying, and they're in the whatever the back ante room is where visitors come and whatever. And he noticed he didn't recognize this group of 10 people that walked in, and Matt usually knows everybody that's there. And after the 9th person walked in, Matt was about to say who are these guys? I don't know any of these. I usually approve everyone. And then the 10th guy was Wayne Gretzky.
Oh, wow.
Walking in with his wife, Pauline. And just one of those, everybody knows this dude. It is a good story. But I will say this, fortunately, unfortunately, I would say about 2 songs in, I got the call from my wife, and had to just scramble and do some stuff, including for the show today. So I was outside for 90% of the show, dealing with that. And then I think I got up here last night. I think I fell asleep like 1 a.m.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, the show got done at midnight. I had to go home because I was there with a couple of friends I'd given a ride to, got them situated, got home, got everything together, drove up here, and here we are. And we're powered by coffee, and I feel quite great right now. I don't know what's going to happen at 8, 9 a.m., but coffee.
The drink of champions. That'll keep you powered through, hopefully through 10.
Yeah.
Then nap time.
There's going to be the mother of all naps today. By the way, is there a father of all naps?
He's still sleeping.
A sister of all naps, a brother of all naps. It's
Yeah.
this is the cousin of all. Why did we decide on mother? I guess because mother precedes everything, a lot of different things.
Yes, for sure.
Take whatever suffix you could put on mother. It doesn't sound right when you say father or brother or sister.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm fascinated by
I agree. Motherland sounds way better than fatherland.
You know what, Chris? That is an excellent point right there. Motherland. We don't call
Mother load.
Mother load.
Better than.
Yes, way better than.
Mother load greater than.
Although, if not but for one, none of us would be here, gentlemen, would we?
Yeah, great point right there.
Yeah. How was your evening, your morning?
Morning's great so far, so good. Evening, I'm trying to think. Nothing super eventful. Just kept on trucking. I know we talked yesterday, early or late afternoon, early evening, and you were I think you were on your way to Jelly Rolls. I was really intrigued to see how you were going to enjoy that.
Yeah, I wish I had a better report for you.
Yeah.
Honestly, popcorn was great.
The sweet was good.
This suite was great, and honestly, the folks from Hoblet were out there in our suite, and shout out to them. They're just good people. I mean, I know I do the whole endorsement thing where they're great people, but they honestly, I do like being around them. They're salt of the earth, just really, really cool people. I was the imagine this. I was the host of the suite, which just basically means you show up and make sure everybody's cool. You're the representative from the station. It's our suite, and you just greet everybody and, hey, do you need anything? Let me know. Blah blah blah. And they're the lowest maintenance. Hey, we're just here. We just want to watch the show. This is so great. Thanks so much. We had some cool, no business. Just hey, how are you doing? How's life? How you been? They're fantastic. And what's the other thing? Damn it. I will say this, and I know this kind of goofy and all, but I did at one point when he came out, Jelly Roll, to begin. I looked around, and again, if it wasn't sold out, it looked sold out. I think it was completely packed. And I looked around, and Jason, it's so funny. Like 12 years later, I still have this moment every once in a while. Usually not for basketball because I'm used to it now, but usually it's at shows. And I just looked around, and I still to this day will look around at the facility and all the people there and think, it's pretty cool they built an arena downtown.
Mm-hmm.
And what could be, how it probably should be odds wise completely different, where we'd probably still be watching shows, if not at the old Arco, which would be repurposed by now into what's the Jelly Bean Company right down there in Vacaville? Jelly Belly. Yeah, the Jelly Belly Arena. If we weren't driving to Wheatland for those shows. It's a great arena. The downtown was vibrant. All the restaurants are, I'm walking in, all the restaurants are just happening. And then on the way out, last note here, somebody's walking by me. I was kind of looking down on my phone, sitting down waiting for my friends, and I hear this voice saying, "Hey, aren't you that famous guy from the radio?" And I look up, and it's our friend Cody. She was there.
Hey.
There at the show, walking out with her friend, and got a chance to say hi. And I'm sure if you see her today, I don't know how tired she is, but probably dragging a little bit. That's what happens. But it was fun.
Wow, just shots fired at Cody.
Yeah, she looked fine, didn't she, Chris?
Yeah.
No, good. She did leave a little earlier than I did and did not have the drive up the mountain afterwards. But Hey, still, man, that's she gets in a little earlier than I do too. So we will take a break. Listen up, ladies and gentlemen. It is Football Thursday. We are all set, man. The NFL is back. You made it. So here's a sampling of what we will talk about today. Obviously, tonight's game, Chiefs and Ravens. We have a lot of NFL notes for you. We'll talk a bit about the Chiefs and where they stand dynastically, if that's a term. We got a huge breaking story, pretty big breaking story last night. One of our favorites, friend of the show, Matt Chapman, former Oakland Athletic. By the way, shout out to my A's fans wearing my my A's shirt today, wearing my A's colors, which is kind of funny considering I'm wearing a Giants hat. But you know what? It's unity in this case, although the sports gods probably hate that. We will talk about Matt Chapman, who is not going to have to worry about money ever again, but also what that means long term, not just for the Giants, but for Farhan Zaidi. And Devontae Adams spoke on the rumors started by Cal's Deshaun Jackson that he ain't happy. He had some things to say as well. Sports business with Kelly Brothers. Maybe we'll recap. I told you, right? I had a random conversation with Kelly on Monday. Did I tell you that? Did I tell you that I had a 3-way conversation with Kelly Brothers and my dad?
No,
I didn't. Okay, so we'll have some fun with that. Leading off on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and Chris Verlon happens in 30 seconds.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Hey, do you have something that may be following you from your past? Something that happened years ago? We're younger once, right? Maybe it was a mistake that you made that you thought, okay, well, everybody makes mistakes, but why is this still hanging on with me? Sometimes that does. Sometimes that label is tough to shed. So how would you like that removed from your record, that clean start, a fresh beginning? Well, the Gonzalez Law Offices can help you with many things, this included. They do expungements, can help you get that fresh start you were looking for. Jonathan Gonzalez and his law offices are right in the heart of downtown, and he is here to help you, here to help people of Sacramento, here to help people of the area. He's local. He's not turning and burning through cases. He does care about the results, and he cares about you. So why not get in contact and have that resource available with someone you know, someone you trust. The point is you want someone who will be willing to go to bat for you, and whatever the situation may be. Like I mentioned, an expungement. Maybe it's an auto accident. Maybe it's a wrongful termination case. There's lots of reasons, but you want to be prepared. So, again, go to saclegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187. That's saclegaldefense.com, 916-304-9187.
Get your tickets for the Marysville Stampede September 14th and 15th at marysvillestampede.com.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
You ready for the football? All my rowdy friends are coming over tonight.
All my rowdy friends are coming over tonight.
Love and friendship are praying tonight. Are you ready for the football?
Yes, we're ready for the football.
Just well done, Chris. That was Chris Verlot, everybody, on the piano.
You like that, Dave?
I really at first I was like, huh? And then I was like, that was great. I am
great.
I am so ready. I am ready for the graphics. I'm ready for the announcers. I'm ready for the music. Chris, please, if you weren't already doing it, you have free reign no matter what. But we cannot fit enough NFL based themes into the show today, whether it's the NFL on Fox, ESPN, Monday Night Football, and I'm talking original Monday Night Football, of course, or the Jason, what's the one I'm talking about? It's the NFL Films one that starts out with the bells. Ding,
Oh,
ding,
yeah.
ding, ding, ding. Yeah, that one. You know what? Hey, even though I get it that if they pulled their resources, the IQ could probably freeze water. Our Raider fan contingent, we are. I say at some point, let's please pull out John Fachenda's The Autumn Wind as a Raider. I just don't think we can get enough footballing today, Jason Ross.
You just can't get enough. You just can't get enough.
Also, let me check the time here. Okay, because I don't tremendously care about our next two leading offs. I have a question. It's from your read. So you said you were talking about the great Gonzalez Law.
Yeah.
And somebody that you'd want to go to bat for you.
Yeah.
Right. So if you were entering a contest and you could pick somebody active to go to bat for you, and let's say a single was 50 grand, a double in the gap was 150 grand, a triple was 500,000, and a home run was $1 million. And you had, let's say, an average major league pitcher. So, you pick somebody with an average stat, they're up there on the mound. Okay. Who do you pick to go to bat for you?
Easy.
Do you go all rise?
All rise, because at this point I don't have any of the money, right? So I'm literally swinging for the fence. So I want the $1 million, and if Judge doesn't do it, cool. Judge batted for me, and I'm not any worse for wear. But if he hits a home run, then I'll rise and I'll have $1 million.
What does a walk get you?
A walk, I said 50 grand for a walk gets you 20 grand, and a hit by pitch gets you a Chuck E. Cheese coupon with a Top Golf.
I have a good chance of the 20 grand with a walk for Judge.
So that's my thing, though, is like, I was wondering about that while you were doing your read, because Aaron Judge is going to give you the best chance of the home run. But I was also thinking, well, do you grab somebody like Luis Arias, who, hey, you know what? There's a good chance I'm getting the 50K, and he could hit a home run. You're going for the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're the type of guy that wins. You know what? You're the type of guy that goes for it, and you're the type of guy that wins jackpots at casinos.
That's crazy talk. You want winners. I want winners. I'm going big. Let's go big, because
winners.
Yeah, I would go, hey, I got a double. It was nice. Not turning down any amount of money, but it's a better story to hit the home run, right?
See, if this was August or September, we'd be doing 3 segments on, hey, who would you have go to bat for you? 1-800-920-1140. 1140.
Just like that, too. All time, by the way, I think I'm picking Tony Gwynn.
Oh.
Because I think Gwynn he always said that, too. Like, he could hit home runs. He just was trying to hit the ball where it was pitched and where he knew was open. Like, I just feel like he could hit it anywhere he wanted to, and I'd come out of there with cash.
Okay, last thing on that. If you can pick any hitter, but you can also pick any hitter from any year, any year of their career. Is it still Tony Gwynn? So you could pick Tony Gwynn his third year. You go back and look at his stats and be like, he almost hit 400 that year. Are you still picking Gwynn?
Yeah.
Oh, that is the wrong answer.
Ted Williams.
No, that's the wrong answer. Guys, you're picking, I forget the year it was. You're picking early 2000s Barry Bonds, right? Come on.
Yeah, but he's probably going to get walked.
You know what? Before he goes up there, I whisper in his ear and I say, "Such a wuss. I'll bet you get walked, dude. You ain't hitting no home runs.
No walks allowed.
No walks allowed." Remember that? No dogs allowed. The cartoons.
Oh.
Cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
Here's Chapman now. He lines one out to the gap. Deep left center field. Kelnick back. He'll turn. It is gone. A line drive home run out to left center. And the Giants now lead 3-2.
Camp rolls in. There's always one guy who's like, I'll take Rod Carew. No disrespect for Rod Carew, by the way.
Sounds like there's disrespect.
I'm just saying, out of everybody, God bless Rod Carew, by the way. I have nothing against him. Phenomenal Hall of Fame. Really, out of everybody in the history of baseball, you're taking Rod Carew.
Why wouldn't you take the home run king, Pete Rose?
You know what? It doesn't even bother me. It's football season. Matt Chapman's a very rich young man. I want to talk about this later, guys, not just because he's rich and we talk about things like that because we're obsessed with money and what athletes do, but also the empowerment of Farhan Zaidi to sign that deal, which doesn't necessarily mean, whatever, but I think there might be something a little deeper at work here, Jason W. Ross, and I want to talk about that a little bit later. Either way, the Giants have their third baseman for basically the bulk, if not the rest, of Matt Chapman's career, barring a trade. And we love this guy. He's phenomenal. He is, I think, the less powered version of Matt Williams, former Giant great. It's just he even when he was on the A's, and all respect to A's fans, but he feels like an A, but he also felt like a Giant. He felt like a guy that would be comfortable playing for that team. And turns out that's where he will make his home for a long time.
Yeah, and I was kind of, remember in the spring, a late signing for the Giants. I mean, he was kind of still out there. And it was like, oh, the Giants have added Matt Chapman. Okay, well, we'll see where that goes. And then now they're happy with him. He's happy to stay in this area, and good for him and them working that out on a new deal.
Chris, I want to put you on the spot here real quick. Could you get the breaking news ready for me here? This is show news. This is not breaking news in the world of sports, but guys, it's a special day, and it just got a little bit more special. You got that ready?
When it breaks,
We have it first.
it's Sactown Sports breaking news.
Guys, I go to the text line at 916-339-1140. It is opening day, and that can mean only one thing. From the 916, so happy football is back. That means another year of Lamar Jackson failing yet again. Most overrated quarterback in NFL history. Our guy is back. I was worried. I was wondering where our Lamar Jackson hater went. He was taking an off season.
Yeah.
That's fine. Good for him. He's back. Yeah. Very interesting.
Coming off that MVP year. Interesting.
Yeah. Very overrated. Very overrated 2-time MVP before he's like 26. But he can't win in the playoffs. I said that in a mocking tone, even though it's like 100% true. But if you say it in a mocking tone, it sounds better.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't win in the playoffs. Well, he hasn't so far much. Cut number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
In terms of me being upset or not being happy in this organization, it's just a bunch of BS that's just meant to throw everybody off and get, clickbait. Everybody want to see what Devontae Adams got to say, and he's pissed off in Vegas. If I was pissed off, I wouldn't be here right now. Like I said, back at my camp, when one, I think somebody here might interview me then. I don't do a lot of the extra stuff, and whatever you hear from my mouth is what you get. And I don't think that y'all stand in front of me getting the vibe that I want to leave this place. And if you do, then you just feeding into that they feeding y'all out there, and that's not reality. So.
Devontae Adams addressing rumors started by Deshaun Jackson, who he went on to say, like, dude, I've had like 2 conversations with him ever. Like, I don't know where this came from. Look, I don't mean this personally, and I know we got a break. We'll talk about this in 3 for Madness at 7:13, Jason. But I don't mean this personally, and I don't, I don't want to make light of mental health. But I will say, Deshaun Jackson's always been a little off to me, and it started when he spiked the ball way too early at Cal. And then he's done that a couple times in the NFL. And and when I say a little off, I just mean Deshaun Jackson throws some curveballs every once in a while. And I tend to believe Devontae Adams in this case. We'll talk about that more, but
yeah,
then Deshaun Jackson he's interesting.
Yeah, and that, again, now you get to like games of telephone, right? Did someone say something that's a friend of his? You'd rather it come from Devontae Adams officially, but
yeah.
I also can believe, there are better situations, let's say, than the one he's in, and maybe he would be happier. Maybe he's just not unhappy. I mean, I think that could be true.
We'll take a break. I think that could be true as well. I think it is true. When we come back, Chiefs, Ravens tonight, our first look at that matchup. Where is Mahomes when it comes to the greatest of all time status? Obviously the path, but where on the path is he? We're also going to talk about longevity and Bill Belichick. We're getting ready for a Belichick-less season, at least on the field. But is there a Bill Belichick in the NFL right now that the torch gets passed to? I think there is, and we'll talk about it next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Sacramento, Dirks Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on the plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
What was I thinking?
And he's bringing some friends. Carmichael.
I want to close your eyes for this.
Tyler Rich. Dasha. And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
Labor Day, our annual celebration of workers and their achievements, was first observed in New York, and the first Monday in September became a national holiday in 1894. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Each year we commemorate Labor Day with parades, picnics, and family gatherings. And right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings is celebrating with their exceptional whole store Labor Day sale. Would you like to refresh your living room? Would you like to restyle your bedroom? Maybe you want to redesign your home office. No matter whether it's your dining room, kids' rooms, accents, or accessories, Naturewood's unique store-wide Labor Day sale offers savings in every department and savings on every brand like Stanton, Omnia, England, Stickley, Flex Steel, and all the rest of the award-winning furniture. When it comes right down to it, it's all about choices and always about quality. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable Labor Day sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
Get your tickets for the Marysville Stampede September 14th and 15th at marysvillestampede.com.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
All right, welcome back. The NFL on Fox theme playing for you. Excuse me, I'm getting choked up here. Welcome back on an NFL Thursday. Jason Ross, the NFL is back, and you're going to be in trouble. Hey, nah. The NFL is back. 5:20 tonight. NBC and or Peacock. Can you say that on the air? The Chiefs are favored by a field goal. And you know, Jason, they say
goal
if you get 3 points for home field advantage. So it sounds like Arrowhead is the difference on that line. These are obviously the Chiefs are the favorite to win the Super Bowl. And The Ravens are the co-favorite to win I should say right behind them to win the AFC, and definitely a top 5 Super Bowl favorite. So this is a fantastic way to start out the season.
Absolutely. I mean, I love this matchup. You have the defending champs last year. Who was it that got them? Oh, it was the Lions that got them on opening
Lions
night
at Arrowhead.
Yeah, and so that was kind of the start of like, hey, maybe Detroit. There were some rumblings about Detroit, and then they get that kind of breakthrough win to begin the year. And what's wrong with the Chiefs? And are the Lions the team to beat? Lions ended up having a great year. Chiefs kind of work their way through the season, and then save their best for last and ended up being Super Bowl champs. So we'll get caught up in regular season records. That's what we do. That's the measuring stick. But the Chiefs have seemingly played their best football at the end of the year, which is when it counts the most.
Coming up in 26 minutes, give or take, we're going to talk about the pressure on Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, and the 49ers, and how it's pretty much agreed there's more pressure on them, more expectation on them than any other NFL team. But if you take the 49ers off the table, there may be the most pressure on Lamar Jackson to excel in the postseason, to lead his team to a Super Bowl and or a championship. And I want to throw John Harbaugh in there, but John Harbaugh has won a Super Bowl. I don't think John Harbaugh has nobody's sitting around, I don't think, saying John Harbaugh can't get it done. I think Lamar Jackson goes in with a lot of pressure on his shoulders.
I would agree. I mean, he is considered one of the best quarterbacks in the league, despite what some of our texters or one of our texters believes. But yeah, I mean, they consistently have been a playoff team. I think only 1 year under Lamar Jackson and Harbaugh together, they haven't made the playoffs. So when you've got that many trips and that many opportunities, you do need to break through. And this is something I've been saying for a while, and it's still going to hold true this year. The AFC is absolutely brutal. I think there's so many good quarterbacks. A bunch of the best quarterbacks are there. And either Patrick Mahomes / Andy Reid and the Chiefs have kept others from kind of living up to some historical legacy. Because there's a lot of, I think Lamar Jackson's a Super Bowl caliber quarterback. Honestly, I do. I think Josh Allen can be. Aaron Rodgers has been in the AFC now. There's other guys. Burrow has been there, but didn't win. There's a lot of guys, Dave, that I think have that look, have that feel, and haven't been able to break through largely because of Mahomes. And it's similar to what, Brady was doing for the better part of 15 years.
It's interesting, Jason, you bring up Tom Brady, because when you look Patrick Mahomes is entering his seven seasons. That's insane. He's entering his 8th, excuse me. Jason, through 7 seasons, Tom Brady had won 3 championships, and Patrick Mahomes has won 3 championships. Now, I'm looking at a comparison here right now. They both, weirdly enough, have played exactly 96 games. And I'm looking at every stat from record as a quarterback to completion percentage, passing yards, yards to attempt, yards a game, pass TD, interceptions, rushing, all that stuff, fantasy points even. There's not a single statistical category Tom Brady's beating him in. Not one. Not one. And in many cases, not only is Patrick Mahomes beating him, he's slaughtering him. I mean, it truly, even less interceptions. He's got 75 more passing touchdowns. He has 7,000 more yards. He has 6 Pro Bowls to Brady's 3. He has 2 MVPs to Brady's 0, and 3 Super Bowl MVPs to Tom Brady's 2. So I think it's not a hot take to say Patrick Mahomes is on pace to be the greatest football player of all time.
I can't disagree with that. I think the pace is right. And I think the rest is really, really important. The rest of his career.
Yes.
So, the pace, the track, what he's doing, I think even now, like, we're living in it where people want to call him the GOAT now. And I think that's a little bit different than other guys that kind of end up finishing their career. And then you go, okay, that's the GOAT. So the fact that he's still going, he's still got a long way to go, to be honest. And what more does he add? How many more Super Bowls, if any? How many more league MVPs, if any? And then just the other stats that are going to help bolster his resume. He's doing it. It's just he's got to keep going.
Tom Brady played a really long time. Tom Brady, I think by the way, do you have any issue if I say that Tom Brady could still be playing in the NFL today? I don't feel like that's a stretch. I don't think that's a stretch. He played until he was 45 years old. He played 23 seasons. Well, what if Patrick Mahomes plays 15 seasons?
Right.
But has like one less Super Bowl.
He'd have less yards, right? And
less yards and touchdowns, but factored out is like basically right behind him in everything. Does Mahomes need to pass Brady in everything cumulatively in order to be the GOAT, in your opinion?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm trying to think of a comp, and I don't know if this is fair. I was just looking up his numbers. Joe Montana, the Niners' last Super Bowl with Montana, I believe, was 89.
I think
that right?
That sounds right. 94 was Steve Young. 89 sounds right.
So Montana played 90, 91 he was out for the year, but 90, 91, 92, 93, 94. So his last 5 years, he didn't win a Super Bowl. At that time, he was considered the GOAT, right? 4-0 in the Super Bowl, one of the greatest of all time. But I wouldn't say maybe the back end. If he played 15 years, the last third of his career, he didn't win a Super Bowl. He's still great.
Yes.
So now, but Brady's put some numbers up there. One, statistically, as far as yards and TDs and playing that long, I think that's also a credit to him, and still winning on a second team. There's all these things that add to his resume, but he won all the way to the end and kept winning. Whereas if Mahomes didn't win another one, I still think he's going to be considered one of the all-time greats. It's just, what does the last part of his career look like? And he's not. I don't even know if he's halfway or if he's right about that. He's got a lot more to do.
And we'll go a couple minutes long here because I think we'll be quick on safer route. And I still want to cover a couple of things. With Brady, one of the things that was most interesting, Jason, is that he obviously, because he played for 900 years, he had different editions of that team. Now, Belichick was the constant, but he had different running backs. He had different linemen. He had different receivers. He had to really go through really 3, 4, in some cases 5 generations of players around him. And Mahomes, obviously the running backs, different linemen, stuff like that. He's already dealt with that in 7 years, but very curious as to how I consider his second act, for example, first off, when Travis Kelce retires, and that's probably coming up in the next 3 years, Chris Jones moves on, some of the stalwarts that have been around him, he's going to have to do that too. And that's something that Tom Brady did that oftentimes doesn't get talked about enough, is he just continued to win no matter who you put around him.
Yeah, and then it's weird. I was just thinking as you're mentioning Brady, but even Montana, finishing with the Chiefs, Brady finishing with the Buccaneers. Right now, it feels like, there's no way Patrick Mahomes would be on another team.
Right.
But that's kind of the way sports work. Maybe the Chiefs have all the things happen, like you said, those guys retire. Maybe Andy Reid's done. It's like, you know what? We don't want to, but it's best for us to do something different. And then you just don't know. You don't know how careers are going to go here. So that's why he and the Chiefs should enjoy what they've got now. They're still one of the favorites. They might even have a better team this year. I don't know if they're going to win the Super Bowl, but they might have a better team, and he's just got to keep racking up as much accolades as he can get.
Well, and that's how we'll wrap up. And you mentioned Bill Belichick. With Belichick gone, Andy Reid's the closest we have to Belichick now, isn't he, in the NFL?
Yeah. Yes.
He 3-time Super Bowl champion, made it there with the Eagles. He already is the greatest of all time when it comes to former punt, pass, and kick players. And now he doesn't look like he's slowing down. I mean, the guy's won 64% of the games he has coached, which is insane. 62% in the postseason. He's got to be really the heir apparent to that Belichickian, one coach reigns overall. And no offense to John Harbaugh or Mike Tomlin or many of the others, but it's got to be Reid, right?
Oh, for sure. That's the one. That's the candidate for sure.
Okay, we'll take a break. When we come back, baseball real quick, safe or out. There was a combined no-hitter yesterday by the Cubs. I don't know. Do we lid the Giants' postseason chances, or have we already? And Jason, your Yankees are having some potential issues. We'll talk to you about them. 3 for Madness is coming up later. Don't know why I even mentioned 3 for Madness, but Safer Out is next.
Subscribe to Sactown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sactown Sports.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Sorry, but we actually have a wait list for our Monstera.
Shaw's greenhouse is really bringing in the green.
We can't keep snake plants in stock.
She needs a construction manager to build on her roots and grow.
We could add a whole section for ferns. And here we'd have dahlias, dahlias, and more dahlias.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You can host the best backyard barbecue when you find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
Whether you're tinkering in your garage or tackling big projects, if you know the value of working with your hands, you know Harbor Freight. And you can be confident knowing that at Harbor Freight, you can get quality tools at prices that work just as hard as you do. Because the only thing more satisfying than a job well done is a job well done, well under budget. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
What sets Ashton & Price apart from other injury law firms? I'll tell you. From beginning to end, all important legal decisions are made directly between our clients and their experienced local attorney. A gate agent flying the plane, the receptionist performing surgery, not a chance. There's simply no substitute for the unique power of the direct attorney-client relationship offered by Ashton & Price. And there's never a fee until we win, and between you and me, we win a lot.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
I just don't like going to church, man. I don't like the people there. People at church have like coworker vibes.
Ralph Barbosa, the super cool ass tour.
Like some of them are cool, but most of them, you know, they're just being fake nice because they want that promotion. Like if those are the people that are going to be hanging out in heaven, I just go to hell.
Saturday, September 7th, the venue at Thunder Valley. Get tickets now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss the hilarious Ralph Barbosa live.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, let's give you God dang. I got that frog in my throat today. That's gross to listen to. Sorry, everybody. Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, and the pressure that comes with this season coming up next. 3 for at 7:13. Sports Business with Kelly Brothers at 7:30. In the meantime,
good business.
Safer out. Chris Verlaud. Question 1, please.
The Cubs threw a combined no-hitter last night. Safer out. Combined no-hitters shouldn't really count.
I struggled with this one, Jason. Like, it's a great, you know, the starter went 7 innings. Then I think 2 relievers came in. They got a no-hitter. It's a no-hitter. It's a no-hitter. They no-hit the other team. By definition, it's a no-hitter. But I just don't feel it should be in the same class as, you know, guy goes 9 innings and no hits the other team. I don't know if I know I'm struggling here because I know when I say something like, well, they should call it something different. They do. They call it a combined no-hitter. But I don't know. It should be like a no-hitter with friends. Something that just, it shouldn't be in the same category, in my opinion.
With benefits.
Yes, no-hitters with benefits.
Yeah. You're right because, okay, so last night's example, the Cubs pitcher starter got 21 of the outs, probably pitched, 80, 90, 100 pitches. And then the next couple guys, that's fine. They get the last 6 outs. That's all part of it. Yes, factually a no-hitter. But when you're jumping up and down at the end, maybe the last guy got an out or 3 outs. And they all count, but it does not feel the same as if the one guy worked through the lineup 3 times and 100 pitches plus and got the 27 outs. It is a no-hitter. That's the way. I think the way they do it is perfect. As soon as I saw it last night, combined no-hitter, I went, oh. But like if it's attached to Carmichael Dave threw a no-hitter, whoa, that's impressive. They went 9 innings. But when you see a team do it, still cool, just not the same.
Question 2, please.
The Giants are 8.5 back of the wild card. Safe or out? We can officially close the book on their postseason chances.
I mean, safe with 2 asterisks. Number 1, they're mathematically not eliminated, so whatever. But the other asterisk is their postseason chances were closed in my opinion, in February. And yeah, I mean, it's been there for a while. It's just they're just limping into the end of the season. You kind of get the feeling that a lot of hotel reservations and plane tickets have been bought for Cancun, and it's just boring, drab, dumb baseball. It's not fun.
For them, there was a small window maybe about 3 weeks ago after they had a favorable schedule. And I think they got to within 2 or 3.5. You're like, okay, well maybe, but no, it's over, right? They just, what are they, 4 games under 500? That team doesn't deserve to be there. Yeah, mathematically they're still there, but no, that's done. They are out.
They're out.
Yeah.
Sorry, Giants. Big surprise. Olden Polonese, pay up, pal. Get ready. Number 3, please.
Yankees manager Aaron Boone said they'll get creative in the closer role after Clay Holmes had another rough outing. Safe or out? This is a major issue for New York.
I'm going to let you take the lead on this, Jason. It's interesting for Boone to say that.
Yeah.
Is he playing some games here, or is this a legit look? Your closer situation ain't working. That's going to pop up in the playoffs. So as a diehard Yankee fan, how are you feeling about that?
Yeah, the answer I think is safe. It's an issue. There's no other way to put it. He blew another save the other day, gave up the walk-off grand slam. I think that's 11 blown saves, and there's still a half game back to the Orioles. So saves get blown. That does happen. 11's too many. Everybody's going to have a couple that they just get to you. So I still think this is what's sad, Dave. I still think he's their best choice. Mm-hmm. So that's where the puzzle is. You want to keep a guy's confidence, but you also can't keep getting burned. And there's going to be more important games the Yankees hope later, and they shouldn't be surprised if he blows another save. So you hope he's gotten them all out now, but I don't think that's the case. You got to be aware of what's happened. You also got to be you're as good as your options. And unless they've got another one or are going to work this by committee or try to, make it work and still sprinkle them in, this is kind of what they got. They didn't make that move at the deadline. So this is something that's hurt them in the regular season and would not be shocking if it hurt them in the postseason.
On May 20th at home against the Seattle Mariners, he went 2/3 of an inning, giving up 4 hits, 4 earned, 2 walks, gas canned it out, and blew the save. Jason, before he made his appearance, which was his 21st of the season, he had a 0.00 ERA, multiple saves. And by the way, one of my favorite stats of the year, he had a blown save against Arizona on April 3rd, giving up 3 runs, but none of them were earned. He maintained his perfect ERA, even though he did blow a save and got the win in that game. But this is an all-star. This is a guy that started out the year on a massive heater. And by the way, I'm old enough to remember in August, he had a 1.93 ERA. So it's a very interesting up and down for this guy.
Yeah, and it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's been an up and down year for the Yankees totally, because look, they're still, 18, 20 games above 500, something like that. But they've had a couple of pockets of the season that have slowed them down, and they had a larger lead on the Orioles. They're still chasing Baltimore. They're still chasing the best record, and to have that many blown saves from one guy in your bullpen can do some damage to him and to the team. Yeah. That's the other part. If Boone goes to him in a game at home specifically, and what's the crowd going to react like? You want to keep the guy's confidence, but you also can't keep getting burned.
Can't keep getting burned. That's what you say. We'll take a break. When we come back, the Niners keep getting burned in the Super Bowl. There's pressure on Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. How much? And is there a comparison to that? We'll talk 49ers, top of the hour, 1 hour in the books. We'll do that next.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition smart bed. Limited time. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Ulta Beauty's 21 Days of Beauty event is back. From now until September 19th, score over 200 daily beauty steals at 50% off in every category. And check Ulta.com daily to get them all before they're gone. Take 50% off bestsellers from brands like Estee Lauder and Supergoop. Plus, say hello to new finds from brands like Dyson and Sol de Janeiro. And Ilia is now at Ulta Beauty in select stores and online. Shop in-store at Ulta.com or try pickup today. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply while supplies last.
I would end the day with sore feet, sore legs. The drugstore inserts that I was purchasing were really not very useful at all. I walked into the Good Feet store and the guy kind of grinned at me and said, I hear that a lot. I was living with chronic pain before going to the Good Feet store. Now I don't really have that problem. I'm able to do the things that I expect to be able to do, even at my advanced age. I feel pretty good about what's going on.
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
Sacramento, Dierks Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
But what was I thinking?
And he's bringing some friends. Carmichael.
You want to close your eyes for this.
Tyler Rich. Dasha. And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
A new Honda? Nice. Well, it was like this. It was a super hot day, so we all stopped for some ice cream. When bam, the AC went out. My dad started sweating and was all, man, I stink. And my brother was like, I hate this car. And my mom was all, I'm dying in here. Then I said, it's time to call Stockton Honda. Then Dad was like, honey, you're right. I knew you were my favorite. And just like that, Stockton Honda to the rescue.
StocktonHonda.com.
Hey, listen up. This is your Sactown Sports and Live Events calendar. First on the lineup is the Lodi Grape Festival coming September 12th through the 15th. Then rock out to Zeppelin USA at Thunder Valley on September 19th. On September 20th, laugh your heart out with comedy superstar Nikki Glazer at Thunder Valley. And the laughs keep on coming on September 21st with George Lopez when he takes the stage at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. If you're a country fan, you won't want to miss Winona Judd at Hard Rock Live on September 28th. And then on October 4th, comedy legend Rob Schneider is bringing the laughs to Hard Rock Live Sacramento. On October 20th, you don't want to miss Renee Vaca as he brings his hilarious stand-up to the Crest Theater. And finally, gear up for the ultimate Halloween bash with a $5,000 costume contest. It's Sinners and Saints Saturday at Thunder Valley on Saturday, October 26th. Costumes, music, and plenty of thrills. And that's your Sactown Sports live events calendar. For details, go to SactownSports.com. And stay locked on to Sactown Sports for your chance to win tickets.
Jerry and Kenny here from Bell Brothers. And if you've even thought of replacing your old, outdated, inefficient windows, now is the time to take action.
Right now at Bell Brothers, when you buy one window, you'll get the second one for 30% off. That's right. Buy one, get the second one 30% off.
That's real savings, up to $6,000. You have to buy at least 4 windows to qualify, and you can't mix windows and doors. But beyond that, every second window is 30% off.
For example, when you buy 10 windows, you will get 5 windows at 30% off. We also have 0% interest financing available for qualified buyers. Call for details.
To take advantage of our buy one, get one 30% off sale, call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or find us online at theNoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Get your tickets for the Marysville Stampede September 14th and 15th at MarysvilleStampede.com.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Checking in on our YouTube chat. Ryan, who, weirdly enough, for him, is pointing out something, an inconsistency in the show, which the guy should work as an editor or something. He noted that earlier I said that I was wearing an A's shirt and a Giants hat. He's right. I did. And because I originally put on my Giants hat and then I saw under it in my car and my back seat was this hat. And then I put this hat on, but somehow in my head it stuck that I was wearing a Giants hat. So
I thought you said that, but then I go, maybe I didn't hear that right. And then I go,
I did.
A Kings hat. Yeah.
Look, I didn't get to bed till like 1 a.m. So you know, I appreciate it, Ryan, but back off. Anyways, that's fine. Welcome back, everybody. Hour number 2 of the program. Hey, Jason, do you want some random stat that has absolutely nothing to do with this segment? But as always, during the break, we should get this sponsored. Things that catch my eye. The Look at the Keys segment with Carmichael Dave. Arina Sabalenka has the most powerful forehand of all of the women hitters. She's hitting harder than any others. She has an average forehand top spin speed of 80 miles an hour. What's interesting about that, Jason Ross, and what caught my eye, it's faster than the men. Carlos Alcaraz is averaging 79 miles an hour. Yannick Sinner, 78. Novak Djokovic, 76. She doesn't have just the fastest forehand for the ladies. She has the fastest forehand at the entire tournament. That's redonk.
That's impressive. 80 miles an hour when Djokovic, one of the greatest of all time, is at 76.
I can't even imagine. When I stop and think about it, and it's somebody had this idea once, and I always thought it was great that in every Olympic sport, you should have, a normal Joe, somebody that's in shape and, whatever, but just normal person that competes in one of the lanes in swimming, just so you can kind of see how insane. I don't even know how people return these serves. I have no idea. How do you
close their eyes, put the racket out?
Dude, it is so, when you really like you see it and it's normalized because you just watch the tennis and you go, yeah, well, that's just how it is. But then if you get out there, I I remember once I was in like my early 20s and I was playing, just tennis as a normal person in their early 20s, not good, not bad, just playing recreational tennis. And there was a guy out there, a buddy of mine, who was playing at I want to say he was playing for like the San Diego State tennis team. I don't know what he was ranked in college, but not like the number one or anything close to that. But he was a college Division I tennis player, and I had a chance to just for fun. I was like, hey man, let me see if I can hit a couple of your serves. Not even, dude. I made contact. I think it was 10 serves. And he wasn't even until the last one, he put some like weird spin on it. And that's when I was just like, yeah, I'm good. I know for a fact, actually, one of them, I got like the tip of the racket on it and it like dribbled away. And this is a Division I, but not a pro.
Right.
I don't get how you stare down a guy like Djokovic or Sinner and not only make contact, but make contact back into these little squares in tennis.
Yeah, for winners sometimes, right? You just return. Yeah, it's incredible.
Mm-hmm. What's incredible as well is the Niners run over the last few years. They are locked. They are loaded. They're a phenomenal team. On paper, they are the most loaded team in the NFL, but they're not the Bills in the sense of losing 4 Super Bowls in a row, but they're in that conversation of, well, you were 5-0. You never lost a Super Bowl, and then you lost to the Ravens in the Lights Out Bowl back in the early part of last decade, and then under this regime, you've had a couple chances, and last year they got literally as close as you can get to winning a championship without winning one, going to overtime in the Super Bowl, but they didn't win. And coming into this season, they have once again an incredibly stacked team. They have the fortune of having Mr. Irrelevant going into his 3rd season, making $900,000 a year, allowing them to stack the rest of that team. They are stacked, but with great talent comes great responsibility, Jason. And you kind of wonder, it's easy to talk about what if the Niners win the championship this year. That's a very easy what if. If they do not win the championship this year, listen, you can't, you're not firing anyone. Obviously there's 31 other teams that would gladly switch places, but it does now become a major narrative, and I don't think it's close. There's no team in the NFL and probably no people in the NFL besides John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan that have more pressure on them going into this season.
Yeah, and it's and I would get that from the fan base. I would get that from themselves. They're chasing the same goal. They want to win the whole thing. Organizationally, I think about a scenario where if they did something similar, where they have a very good regular season and it falls short, whether that's in the playoffs or at the Super Bowl level, as disappointing, frustrating, and all that. I know myself, unless you got to see it play out, Dave, but I know they've put the pressure on themselves, but I would hope that those guys wouldn't be in any kind of trouble. But that's the way sports is. Like, if you keep coming up short, they're not changing the players, they're changing other things. And I don't know that the Niners are in that spot, but some would suggest that if they had another year like last year where they were good and losing the Super Bowl.
We have seen this in other sports before, and I think the most notable is, if you're George Karl and the Sonics, if you are Paul Westphal, rest his soul, and the Phoenix Suns and Charles Barkley, if you are probably the one that stands out the most, if you're Jerry Sloan, rest his soul, he left us a couple years ago, did he not? Or am I tripping? Or did he?
Yeah, I think he did. Yes.
Didn't he? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So RIP Jerry Sloan and, obviously Stockton and Malone and that whole group. These are all championship caliber teams. These are some of the greatest teams of all time. And in any other situation would have if not multiple rings. But there was this Michael Jordan guy that got in the way. And you look at a player like Hakeem Olajuwon, who is one of my favorites of all time, who I love and respect so much, and was just absolutely, doesn't get talked about enough as one of the greatest centers to play the entire game. I don't think Hakeem's got rings if Michael Jordan doesn't leave for 2 years. So in this case, you're dealing with the 49ers. They are the Jazz to Patrick Mahomes' Chiefs. That just seems like what it's been so far.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not, it's not fair, but what is fair? Sports ain't fair, man. Timing is everything.
Yeah, and just what a difference it would be with a championship if it happened last year, if it happened a few years before, if it happens this year, for what it means. I mean, a lot of people consider Shanahan one of the best coaches in the NFL. Well, you kind of need that one last win to do it. Brock Purdy would have checked so many boxes if he was able to do that. Then all these other guys that have had great careers, whether it's Kittle, what Bosa's done, Warner, and just down the line, all the different guys that have been in so many big games that have been good, but haven't won the final one, the biggest one. So, yeah, there's pressure. I think it's good pressure. There's expectations. I think those are fair. And, Matt Barrow said that this is as good of a roster as they've ever had. Well, that's all great, but it's got to end with a parade at some point for them.
And Matt Barrow has covered the team for at least 5 years. So when it comes from his mouth, it means something. And I'm trying to think of a comparison. How would you compare the pressure on the Niners this season to the pressure on the LA Dodgers this season?
Yeah, that's similar, right? They've been, well, at least they won one a couple years ago, and still some people put an asterisk on that. But I mean, there was thought that last year was the best Dodger team they ever had. Well, then you add Shohei Ohtani. So now this is the best Dodger. It's just, they're so loaded and yet haven't run away with things. They're very good. They're one of the favorites. So, yeah, I would think that's a fair comp. And, I know Dave Roberts won a championship, and so that he still gets kind of that label of, or people question him when they fall short in the postseason. So that's happened to Kyle Shanahan. That's happened to Roberts. The difference is, again, they got that one title in there, but that's a storied franchise like the Niners. I think there's some good comps to them.
So let me finish with this final question. Congratulations, Jason. You are Jed York. You own the 49ers. You're a rich man. Let me just present a scenario to you. Let's say the Niners continue to reload. And over the next 5 years, they win 4 NFC championships in 5 years. But they don't win the Super Bowl. Let's say they're an average of 13-4 every year. 4 out of 5 NFC titles, 4 out of 5 Super Bowl appearances, but they don't win the Super Bowl. At any point, if you're Jed York, are you firing either one or both of John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan?
I mean, that's the context, but without seeing it, it's really difficult. My natural reaction says no, but I think that's the minority, don't you think?
I think it is, and it really wrecks my brain, because how many teams would want to be the second best team consistently in the NFL? Well, let me see, all but one. At the same time, at what point do you say, well, we're reaching a ceiling here and it's all about a ring, and you take the chance? But then you also have to say, well, what could Lynch, how much of it is Lynch and Shanahan and the team? And again, how much of it, I guess the context you're looking for, which I would too, is who are they losing? Does it make a difference, Jason, if those 4 years they make the Super Bowl, they lose to Patrick Mahomes every year?
That's actually what I was going to ask, because I don't know if that makes it better or worse. If it's like, okay, well, you just can't beat him and Andy Reid, so maybe there's a coach that we need to get that can figure out how to beat Andy Reid. But if it ends up being the Bengals once, the Bills once, the Ravens in there, and the Jets, I don't know, I'm just throwing out teams, and you go, well, those all had special years. Look what we've been consistently doing, but they kind of came in one time. I don't know. I think you need to see it, but I don't look at them as a front office and a head coach as the problem.
Yeah.
But if you keep coming up short, people will look at that as the problem, and better better coaches and GMs, I guess, have not made it, through situations, or people have even won a Super Bowl or out a year after. I mean, that's just the way the world works.
Speaking of problems, does Devontae Adams have a problem being in Las Vegas, along with the NFL beginning? And we'll pick the winner of tonight's Chiefs-Ravens matchup. That's all coming up in 3 for Madness. Also, sports business with Kelly Brothers coming up in 17 minutes.
Good business.
We'll come back with 3 for next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, home runs have been a big story for the A's as they hit 16 on the recent road trip, and they picked it up back at home on Labor Day with 2 by Shea Langoliers, including a walk-off, giving him 25 for the year, including 24 while catching. In the long history of the A's franchise, only Terry Steinbach hit more while behind the plate. He hit 34 back in 96.
Want to save on some of the biggest names in streaming on the network made for streaming? Now through September 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for 12 months with a 1-year contract. And for just $15 a month, add the new Stream Saver. That includes Peacock, Apple TV Plus, and Netflix for just $35 a month. Switch at Xfinity.com today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay to store bank account. Equipment taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Currently $54 a month. Actual speeds vary. Stream Saver requires Xfinity internet or TV and price subject to change.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, Kelly Brothers coming up in 15 minutes. In the meantime, 3 for Madness. Question 1.
What do you have to change about your life the most once NFL season begins?
There's all kinds of videos and memes that come out of the, and again, it's a stereotypical gender thing. It could happen on both sides, but, it's always the husband having the conversation with the wife. I'll see you in February. But it is, we always whine about this. Excuse me. I always whine about content and this job. But I will say one thing that is truly a blessing. It really is. I can legitimately say to my wife, I have to watch football all day on Sunday. I have to watch this Kings game. It's work. It's my job. Now, I would still be watching no matter what. I just probably wouldn't get the leeway I do. So what do we change? I would say that Sunday in the off season, Jason, is generally, and I would imagine most families have this. You have like your prep day, whether you're getting meals together for the week, grocery shopping, laundry, honey-do lists, projects around the house, whatever. And usually for me in the off season, that day is Sunday. Once NFL season starts, though, it's Saturday, around Florida State if they're playing, and usually FSU being on the East Coast is generally around 9 a.m. for the most part. If it's King season and football season, then I got to get everything done by 7 p.m. provided it's a night game. But it does legitimately change the way, at least for me, and I think for a lot of others, life goes, because let's be honest, man. Obviously, there's Sundays during the year where you got to do stuff and you're going to miss some games, but for the most part, I'm up earlier than that watching soccer or something. And then 10 a.m., here comes Scott Hansen in the red zone. At 1 p.m., here comes the Niners to go with that red zone. Then it's a quick break to get dinner together or pull whatever's on the barbecue off. Then you got Sunday Night Football, and then it's bedtime. I mean, it legitimately is a full day, and I love it.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the question goes, what do you do differently or what do you have to change? I think it's kind of what you said, some of the weekend planning. So, for example, let's say maybe one of the days of the weekend you want to get some laundry done. Well, I'm not opposed to doing that on Sundays during the NFL, because then that kind of keeps you home. That's something you're doing. That's something you could grab clothes out and fold while you're watching the Red Zone, while you're watching the Niners, while you're watching the Raiders, whatever it might be. The other thing that we do is we like to get outside. So we like to, whether it's a walk, a bike ride, the pool, whatever it might be. Well, okay, let's, hey, the Niners aren't playing the afternoon game. All right, there's only 2 afternoon games. That's a better time maybe to get out after 1 o'clock. But I know I'll be back for the conclusion of those afternoon games. So you kind of just plan, but most of the day, and the good thing for me too, David, I don't know if this happened with Melissa, but my wife actually has enjoyed it in Red Zone too. So it's not as much like, she's going to go to the other room, or when's the football over? It's like she's right there too watching it. So I'm like, oh, this is great. We're both enjoying the same thing. So maybe I've influenced her on that over the years, which has kind of been good.
The best thing that's ever happened is Melissa got into fantasy football a few years back.
There you
now
go.
She's
invested.
She is invested, and then now Mason's in fantasy football the last couple of years. He's invested. The one that I really feel bad for is Avery, because on Football Sunday, she's like Megan Family Guy, where it's like, shut up, what do you want? Go away. She comes in, hey, look what I learned on the trumpet. Nope, sorry. That's gotta wait. It's got to wait till 5:30, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Poor girl. She's
not impressed.
Not impressed. I'm not impressed with your performance. Can you do the Fox theme on the trumpet? Then that's fine.
Because I just got a tight end touchdown and I just won my league. Oh, wait, what did you say?
I will never forget, as we move on, she was 7 years old. She had just gotten home from little kid soccer. And she announced to us at the dinner table that she did not want to play sports anymore. And I said, sweetheart, you can do whatever you want, but why? You're a good little athlete. Why don't you want to play sports? And she turned to me with the sweetest little 6-year-old little girl eyes. And she said, Daddy, I just don't like balls flying at my face. And I went, you know what? I got you. You know what? You're good. Let's, you want to do something else? It might be the best answer to convince me of something I've ever received to any question in my life, Jason. Your thoughts?
Back to you.
Question 2, please.
Devontae Adams says he's not unhappy in Las Vegas. Do you believe him?
I believe him. I believe everything he said. I do believe him. And I know Raider fans are going to get mad at me here, but watching him on that receiver show and some of the comments he has made in the past. No, I don't think he's unhappy in Vegas. I think he's unhappy that they're not winning. And by the way, that's a competitor. That's somebody who's a Hall of Fame receiver who's gone from getting passes from Aaron Rodgers to getting passes from Aiden O'Connell. And no disrespect to Aiden O'Connell, he ain't Aaron Rodgers. And Devontae Adams is a great teammate by all accounts. He's a competitor. He's a stud, and he wants to win. And I think he knows that he's already at that drop-off zone for receivers. Now, he seems to be still in his prime and putting up good numbers. He does, although you never know year to year. But I think he sees the end of his career on the horizon, and he doesn't want to spend it going 6-11, 7-10, and not getting back in the playoffs. So do I think he's being honest about not being unhappy in Vegas as a whole? Yes. But I think he's pissed off and frustrated that he's on a perpetually losing team, and he wants to turn it around and win with the Raiders. I think that's a fair thing to say.
Yeah, I think, remember when he left Green Bay as part of the deal, it was like, oh, wow, he's going to be playing with this former college teammate,
Right.
Derek Carr, and then that's different. Vegas has had a coach that was seemingly wildly unpopular. Now they've got a new coach. There's not a lot of huge expectations for them this year, though they could be a surprise, I guess, at this point. So I would say he might just be a happy person in general, and so for him to say, I'm not unhappy. I just think his situation could be better, which could then lead to more of a brighter outlook for him. So I think there's a lot of teams that he would be better suited to be on, but he's not. He's a Raider, so I think he's going to enjoy what he has. And I also don't think he wants that label of someone that's disgruntled, and that also may make it harder to trade for if that's an angle he wants. So I believe him, but I do think he could be happier. Let's put it that way.
Did you hear him a couple days ago talking about his daughter's birthday party and how nobody knew who he was, and he loved it?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, they didn't know who I was. That's fine. Question 3, please.
Question 3.
Chiefs versus Ravens tonight. Who you got?
Maybe I'm overthinking it, Jason, but I'll take the biggest thing is, as we talked about yesterday, the Chiefs are a dynasty, and sometimes when you got dynasties, it's a little difficult to get fired up for the regular season. I mean, this is a rivalry, Ravens and Chiefs. They have been the two best teams in the AFC for the most part for a while now, and it's going to be the home crowd coming off the Super Bowl. I'm sure Taylor Swift will be there getting shown in the crowd, God knows whatever. Although, did you see the thing yesterday where the contract leaked about the day they're going to break up?
Oh, no.
So they came out, Kelsey came out and said it was a hoax and they're pursuing legal options, but somebody put out a contract from his sports management group that basically outlined the date that they're going to break up, the statements about their breakup, and the idea there that basically it's an arranged relationship to better their careers. And my first question there is, why does Taylor Swift need that? I understand, well, Travis Kelce got a $100 million podcast deal. His stock's through. Anyways, it's one of those things. I might be overthinking it, and maybe last year still in my head. I'm going to take the Ravens in this one. I'm going to take the Ravens in the slight upset.
I think once the schedule came out, the Ravens looked at that and said, we were at home in the conference championship game, and we lost to Kansas City. Now we get to go to their place to open up a season. There's going to be all these tributes to the Super Bowl champs and all that. And so I agree in one sense about where the Ravens mentality will be as far as it's game one. I mean, really, it's the winner will get off to a nice start. The loser, it's completely fine. But I feel like there's way more on it, honestly, for the Ravens. And I'm actually going to flip it the other way because I just feel like that's an added pressure that you normally don't have. So I think Kansas City's got a great team coming back. I'm going to pick the Chiefs tonight to beat the Ravens.
All right, there you go. One of us is going to be wrong. One of us will be right. And that's the beauty of football season. We'll take a break. When we come back, Kelly Brothers, he's good at business. He's going to talk to us about all things. Well, not all things, but a couple of things going on in the sports world. Always entertaining. We'll talk to him right after this.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Plenty of sunshine expected for your Thursday, along with light west winds. And after a comfortable morning start, it's going to get hot this afternoon. So brace yourself for the heat. Highs will range between 100 to 105. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
It's been said an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And when it comes to a nice, cool summer, it's so true. Right now, get a complete air conditioner tune-up for just $59. Bonnie, plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting their focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
You did it, Boston. The Celtics are NBA champions. It's time to come together and celebrate in style. Go to NBAstore.com right now to get all your championship gear. The official locker room collection with t-shirts for the whole crew. The official locker room hat and everything you need to celebrate the Larry O'Brien Championship Trophy. Celtics fans, it's your time, so get your gear. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emron Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Hi, this is Congressman Kevin Kiley. We live in the greatest congressional district in America. From the Gold Country to the High Sierra, we are blessed with unmatched beauty and natural resources. But issues like sky-high gas and food prices and rising crime make life hard for too many. I'm working across party lines to pass common sense legislation that will make life better, safer, and more affordable. If you're a veteran or senior trying to get help with your benefits, or having any other issues with the federal government bureaucracy, call my office toll-free at 1-888-406-3855. Over the last 18 months, we've helped resolve thousands of cases of all types and returned over $7 million to constituents. This is Congressman Kevin Kiley. You can visit my website at kiley.house.gov to learn more. We are here to serve you. Thank you for listening. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Kyle Draper. Equip your staff with top-notch uniforms, professionally cleaned and delivered weekly to your workplace by Alsco Uniforms, proud sponsors of the Sacramento Kings Mop Crew. Our services include uniforms, towels, floor mats, mops, first aid supplies, and restroom essentials to uphold cleanliness and safety standards in your business. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Visit alsco.com to learn more. Again, visit alsco.com.
Get your tickets for the Marysville Stampede September 14th and 15th at marysvillestampede.com.
Joining us now on Sports Sense, certified financial planner Kelly Brothers. Kelly is an advisor with CapTrust, one of the nation's largest registered investment advisors. CapTrust counts among its clients numerous pro athletes and pro sports franchises, but most importantly serves many Northern Californians through comprehensive financial planning. Here's Kelly Brothers.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back as we are on an NFL Thursday, but as always this time, each and every Thursday, we get a little bit of the world of sports business as we welcome in Kelly Brothers. And Kelly, I won't get too into the weeds on this one because he'd kill me, but although technically you're not an endorsement of mine, you are a friend and a dear friend of the show. And I always say I would never ever recommend anyone or anything that I would not recommend to a family member. And so there Kelly was enjoying a peaceful Labor Day. I believe he was walking his dogs, and all of a sudden he sees my name pop up, or maybe he didn't and just answered a random number. And he picks up, and not only was it me, but it was also my father, the attorney, who had kind of a legal question, which I found hilarious. And not only did Kelly take the call, but Kelly arranged a conversation for my father to have with an expert that he knew. So that's just the type of service that Kelly Brothers gives the community. And I wanted to shout you out for that. Thank you publicly.
Well, it was great to talk to your dad is what it was, Dave. Yes, that was fantastic to have a great chat with Jack. And the thing about the world we live in is it's kind of it's complicated. And I tell our younger advisors, the one thing you need to know is what you don't know, and make sure that if you don't know something, you can tell them you can find the answer. You can refer them to someone who does, but no one knows everything about the world we live in. And I was happy to get Jack to one of my trusted partners with a lot of people, because it takes a village to put together a decent estate plan, no doubt about it. So my pleasure, my friend.
Hey, see that, Jason? That's full service right there.
That is full service. Now, I feel like your dad's going to call every week, though.
You feel like my dad what?
He's going to call every week.
No, he's only called 3 times since then, so we're good. We're good.
Truth be told, I didn't even tell my dad, because my dad wanted to call Kelly. I didn't even tell him that I was pulling the three-way call, I just said, Dad, hold on real quick. Let me take care of something. And then because I know if I did, there'd be this whole preamble like, come on. So I surprised both Kelly and my dad with the love connection there.
And by the way, Dave, and I'll give a shout out because they're big fans of your show. Mark Drobny Law, and Ann Rosenthal, who runs the office there. They're fans of the show, and they're the ones who are going to talk to your dad. But they're fantastic in the world of estate planning and wills and trusts and all that. So I would think of them anyway. But immediately when I clicked, I get texts from them after our segment. I thought, all right, I got to send Jack over there.
Well, and I'll echo that. If for no other reason, Kelly, A, I trust you. And B, I want him to do a great job because let's just be honest here. And I know my dad's listening. That's my money. Okay.
Wow.
That's my stuff. All right. Wow. That's I've worked long and hard as a kid for this. All right.
Well,
my
I did
involved too, but
I did invite your dad back to Notre Dame, Florida State. And your comment about him squandering your inheritance, I thought was a little out of line.
Well, tomato. Let's talk about these NFL teams. Speaking of guys not squandering inheritances, it's good. It's a good time to be an NFL owner, Kelly Brothers.
Well, it is, and I think let's talk first of all about the local family. I'm talking about a Stockton family, the Spanos family. They bought a 60% interest in the Chargers in 1984 for $48 million. $48 million, and then sadly, Alex and Faye passed away in the late teens. 2018, I think, somewhere in there. Both fabulous people, great people. And as often happens, there was a dispute within the family about what to do with the Chargers. And for whatever reason, they were able to hold on to the Chargers. And I think one of the reasons they decided to do so is because they knew the next TV rights deal was going to be unbelievable. The Chargers, purchased by the Spanos family for $48 million, at least a controlling interest. The Chargers are one of the least valuable teams and are worth $5.83 billion.
Jeez.
So that gives you an idea. But coming in number one, the Cowboys, Jerry Jones. No matter what you think of him as a meddler in personnel decisions, he is a great owner. He has done things no owner ever done. They're worth $11 billion. And I might surprise people to know the Raiders are worth more than the Niners. The Raiders are worth 7.8. The Niners were 7.4. Both are in the top 6 in terms of valuation, however.
And Jason, by the way, sorry, Jason, but yet the NFL doesn't guarantee contracts. That makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Kelly, is that Raider number, you think, a product of the Vegas? I mean, why did they leapfrog the Niners?
Yeah, no, it's a lot of it, Jason, is not only it's not only Vegas, it's also the building of a new stadium. That's one of the reasons the Niners moved up. The Niners are putting $200 million more into a 10-year-old stadium, as we talked about last week. So the stadium is a big deal. The sponsorships are a big deal. Vegas is a much more sponsorship-friendly city than Oakland ever could be. Let's face it. And then you got, they even point out the Taylor Swift Eras Tour increased some of these numbers because of what that meant for some of the stadiums that are either owned or controlled by the ownership of the NFL team. And there's new stadiums going up every day. There's one going up in Tennessee right now. And these stadiums are a key piece of it and what else they can put in those stadiums. That's one of the reasons Jerry Jones is where he's at. He's the first one to build the mega stadium and really turn it into something.
Well, and based on that valuation too, and that makes sense when it comes to the Raiders versus the Niners, but it also kind of drives home the point that that's obvious that valuation is not based on success.
No, you're absolutely right. Cowboys last one, 95? Is it 95, I think?
But he's still a year sooner than the Niners, though, Kelly. So I can't say anything.
That's true. But he, but Jerry Jones was the first one to take on major sponsors, individual to the team and not part of the league. He signed initial deals with Pepsi. He signed a deal with Nike. They're going to do $250 million in sponsorship revenue. The Cowboys are this year, and that's $50 million more than any other team. He, by the way, I was reading about his, his agreement having to do with the Cowboys Stadium. He does not own that. Arlington owns AT&T Stadium, but Jerry can buy it for $10 at any point prior to the expiration of the lease. So he has full control. He has operating rights. He has the revenue, but he doesn't have the debt. And so the city owns it. And obviously it's good for the city too. The city wins in this as well. He's bringing in a lot of various events there, and because it really was kind of a crown jewel until you're seeing a lot of other new stadiums pop up now.
There's an interesting story that pops up about Jerry Jones, who bought the team in '89. That famously, there was a guy, I think he's a real estate developer, that had an opportunity to buy the Cowboys 5 years prior for $50 million. Thought it was too much. Ended up buying a USFL team. Jerry buys it for $50 million, and of course, it's worth, what did you say, 7 billion?
11 billion.
11 billion. Now, don't get me wrong, Kelly. I think Jerry Jones is a total wiener in 99% of stuff that he's got his son as the GM, this, that, whatever. There is no doubt. Number one, he's the most powerful owner in the league. Number two, it's not called Cowboy Town, but what is there's like the whole facility next to the stadium, everything he's done. The guy is the best marketer in the NFL. And I think, you read about it, was instrumental behind the scenes in helping Mark Davis outfox Sheldon Adelson and the king of Las Vegas to get the Raiders in there. You can doubt his on-field success, of course, but you can't doubt the guy's business acumen.
No, no, you can't. And he has built some, and he's also, his wagon is hitched to a Dallas-Fort Worth is blown up. Economically, it is doing very well. There's even talk of moving a stock exchange there now that's doing so well, and companies get tired of kowtowing to New York, telling them who needs to be on their board and who doesn't. So they're talking about putting a stock exchange in Dallas. So Dallas is doing well. Jerry has hitched his ride to it. Guys, one other thing I wanted to mention about economics in football, really interesting article today in the Wall Street Journal about the economics of running backs. And they point out that in 2 of the last 3 years, I didn't realize this, 2 of the last 3 years, a running back was not taken in the first round of the NFL draft. That that it used to be power running backs were up here and quarterbacks a little lower, but now it's all about the quarterback, and the running backs are seen to be interchangeable, if not disposable. So, and they also point out pay for running backs and fullbacks since 2011 is up 11%. For every other offensive position, it's up 90%.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well.
Yeah. I was to say all the money's going to quarterbacks and maybe receivers, guys that can protect the quarterbacks.
And left tackles. Yeah,
yes.
Left tackles, Jason. Yeah. So, anyway.
Well, it's good to be an NFL owner. That's how we started, and that's how we'll end this segment. That is the great and powerful Kelly Brothers, who is always there when you need him, joining us each and every Thursday. My dad's favorite segment. Now, really, even more my dad's favorite segment, because you can say he's a personal friend of Kelly Brothers. Thank you, brother, and enjoy the football weekend.
Will do. You too. Thanks, guys.
All right. That is Kelly Brothers. We will take a break. When still to come on the program, of course, Niners at 9. We're going to get some more predictions in, as well as a 4-down territory, as requested yesterday by a listener, running back edition. Coming up next, Matt Chapman signs his extension with the Giants. We'll just get into this briefly. I'm more interested in what this means on the periphery, not just for Farhan Zaidi, but what it could mean, if I'm going to get conspiratorial here, what it could mean for the Giants in the free agent market this summer. And whether it's Zaidi or whether it's a new and different GM, hopefully, they're not just going to have to expend a lot of capital, the Giants. They're going to have to expend a lot of energy in the free agent market this summer, probably by getting a second opinion with my good friends at American Energy Heating and Air, who right now are your second opinion partners. In fact, they're always your second opinion partners. And we have a deal for you. Yes. They have an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Yes. They've been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. but they also are so confident, not just in their work, but the economics of their work, that they just want to give you a second opinion. If you've contacted another HVAC company, you got a price. Well, shame on you, I say, for not going to American Energy, but they're a lot nicer about it. They just want you to give them a call. They'll come out to your house for free. And they'll almost certainly beat the bid. That's going to save you money. And as I said, A+ Better Business Bureau, you know you're going to get great work for your money as well. So give them a call at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Could the Matt Chapman signing signal an even bigger signing this summer? I'll connect the dots for you next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SactownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SactownSports.com.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's got to be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Sorry, but we actually have a wait list for our Monstera.
Shaw's greenhouse is really bringing in the green.
We can't keep snake plants in stock.
She needs a construction manager to build on her roots and grow.
We could add a whole section for ferns. Here we'd have dahlias, dahlias, and more dahlias.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
What was I thinking?
And he's bringing some friends. Carmelie.
I want to close your eyes for this.
Tyler Rich. Dasha.
Did your boots stop working?
And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
Sacramento Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. They believe it's all about people and choices. Their goal is to find the car that fits your lifestyle. With their huge inventory of models, they've got the right car and more importantly, at the right price every time. Experience for yourself why their customers drive away smiling. Discover the difference because it's not just about the car, it's also about the people. Experience the Sacramento Dodge Jeep and Chrysler difference off Business 80 next to Hagen Oaks, or you can find them online, SacSuperstore.com.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
On Sactown Sports.
Jason, you have bribery to commit, I believe, if My information is correct. As always, we love to bribe the audience to listen to us. There's fun. There's prizes. Jason, you've got it in your hot little hand.
I do. At the end of this segment, Dave, we will be soliciting our callers and listeners, or fine listeners, if they would like to go to the UC Davis home opener this weekend, a family 4-pack of tickets we will have available, but you have to listen all the way through this segment. We'll tell you at the end of this segment how you can win.
I'm with you on everything. I would just change one thing. I think they get to listen. I don't think they have to listen. You get to listen. And you know what?
I'm forcing it.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, everybody. Also, if you are the winner, or if you're just somebody going out there, don't forget to remember your wireless headphones, your plugged-in headphones, or even AirPods, if you will, your Beats by Dre, whatever it is. Don't forget those, and tune it right into the Sporty 1140 to hear the sweet, sexy voice of Scotty the Body Marsh. The voice, by the way, Jason, I read this, it blew me away. The voice of the Aggies going into his 44th season. Amazing.
That is amazing.
Does not look a day.
Yeah, I thought it was more.
Look, he's one of the youngest guys for his age. I know. Does not look a day over 55.
Wow,
it's phenomenal.
And just shots.
What?
Shots being fired.
You want to do shots, dude? Welcome back, Ian. And yes, we are very happy to give that away and go Aggies. Matt Chapman is rich, very, very, very rich, as he has signed an extension with the San Francisco Giants that will, again, barring trades, keep him in San Francisco pretty much for the remainder of his career. It will expire in 2030. When Matt will be 37 years old. He finishes up the last of a 3-year, $54 million deal and replaces it with a 6-year, $151 million contract extension. And the first thought in my mind, Jason, was, wow, Farhan Zaidi, for a guy who should be on his way out, is throwing out pretty massive extensions. But then I started thinking about it a little bit more. And my mind, Jason, turned to a kid from Elk Grove. You may have heard of him. His name is Scott Boras, and he is Matt Chapman's agent. And if you Google Scott Boras or go on the old Wikipedia, if you will, that's better because it has a list of his, not his active clients, his notable active clients, which they need 2 separate columns. That's how many players he has that are notable. And I haven't taken the time to do it, but I'm pretty sure, Jason, if you put all of these guys on one team, they would be the presumptive World Series favorites. That's how good his client list is. Everyone from Pete Alonso and Jose Altuve to Marcus Semien to Garrett Cole, obviously Matt Chapman, Ellie De La Cruz, Bryce Harper, Gunnar Henderson, Sac State's Reese Hoskins, on and on and on and on and on. So Matt Chapman's a client. But Jason, you know who else is a Scott Boras client?
Who's that?
Juan Soto. Juan Soto is looking to get paid. And
he will get paid.
He will get paid a ton. In fact, he will get paid so much that he would be picking up the check at dinner if he and Matt Chapman went to dinner. That's how much he will get paid. And now listen, this isn't a rule for, agents can't control everything, but you may remember, and honestly, if it worked out this way, I would compliment Farhan Zaidi, which I don't think I ever have done, because towards the end of the off season, Jason, you will remember. In fact, when I Googled Scott Boras, it was one of the first things that came up is Scott Boras, the biggest loser of the off season. And this was written before either Blake Snell or Matt Chapman. And I think there was one other guy in there. 3 of his clients had signed. Now, Blake Snell got his deal with the Giants, as did Matt Chapman. And now Matt Chapman is rich beyond belief. And you better believe that Snell is going to get, is going to be just fine. But both of those guys signed with the Giants at the very close. And I got to think there was a little bit of a package deal thing going on there. if you want to make people happy, Scott Boras in baseball is one of the main guys you want happy. I'm not saying this means the Giants are going to sign Juan Soto, but it ain't going to hurt their opportunity. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, the Giants have gone for it, whether they haven't landed the biggest fish here in some of these free agencies in the offseason last couple of years, but they have gone for Harper. They have gone for Judge. Looked like they were going to get Correa, and maybe in hindsight, this has probably worked out better for them. Mm-hmm. So they've got to go for it. It's just, the season they're having this year, as beautiful as the park is, that I still wonder about that, Dave, like for these true hitters. Mm-hmm. I mean, Bonds proved that you could do it, but other than that, I mean, it's just not that friendly of a hitter's park to me as far as the home run hitters.
It's not. And there's been
a draw, don't you think?
I 100% do. Look, if I can get, this just in, I've never been a professional athlete, but I got to think, and you've talked to plenty as well, there's a lot of things that go into signing with a team. Number one, of course, is money. But then you have the accoutrements, if you will, that go with that quality of life and where you want to live, climate, this, that, whatever. You have a family, the schools, there's that stuff. But also it's got to be, what's the state of the franchise? Am I going to make noise in the playoffs, in the World Series, be able to build a legacy, if you will? And then, what's going to happen to me and my numbers? And you're right. For a power, let's look at Aaron Judge. They were in deep talks with Aaron Judge. I don't think he's regretting signing with New York, and I also don't think his numbers would be, I won't say they wouldn't be anything near. I think he'd be having a fantastic year for the Giants. As a matter of fact, he hit a bomb when they came here earlier this year, but they wouldn't be what they are. And no. That is something the Giants have to consider.
Well, and then Soto, he's having the most home runs he's ever hit and still has another month of baseball. So, part of that could be Yankee Stadium. Part of that is also the lineup. He's got Aaron Judge behind him. He's going to get better pitches. So if someone like Soto signed with the Giants, who's protecting him in that lineup? There's just not another feared hitter right now in that lineup. So as much as it would be great to sign someone like Soto, it would make him their best player, but you also need to have a lineup that's got length from top to bottom. And the Giant, I just think that's one of the weaknesses of the team. That is that overall lineup. Now Chapman as a rock solid person in there is great, but that's not a feared hitter right now at this point.
No. I have a list, by the way, in front of me of home runs hits per park this year. It's actually kind of interesting. There is a tie at the top of the list between two parks for the most home runs hit this season. You want to take a crack? This is such a ridiculously difficult question, but you want to take a crack for funsies?
All right. My guess will be Yankee Stadium and Coors Field.
I think those are phenomenal guesses. Coors Field would have 100% been a guess of mine because, hey, it's Coors Field. And then Yankee Stadium, not only can you hit home runs there, but they also have Aaron Judge and Stanton and a few others. Yankee Stadium is correct. Tied with Yankee Stadium. Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. Followed by Dodger Stadium. 7 home runs behind, then Oriole Park at Camden Yards. You want to take a crack at who's last?
San Francisco.
Oracle Park, San Francisco. And by the way, Cincinnati and New York, 192 home runs hit this year. Oracle Park, 121.
Wow.
That is a big difference as we break. By the way, this was maybe the most surprising thing to me, but it's probably just because they suck. Coors Field, Denver is 15th.
Oh, right in the middle. Okay.
Would not have thought it. We will take a break. Hey, listen, when we come back, 4 in, 4 out every year. At least 4 teams that made the playoffs the year before don't make it the next year. Last year, there were 6, Jason. Let's pick our 4, shall we?
Yeah, we'll pick our 4, and we got to do our tickets here, Dave.
Let's do the tickets right meow.
Yeah, so UC Davis football is back. They're in action Saturday this weekend. Sactown Sports has, again, partnered up with the Aggies, and we're giving away a couple of tickets. In fact, 4 tickets to see the Aggies host Texas A&M Commerce this Saturday. Hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline right now, and we're looking for caller number 3. to win the family 4-pack plus our exclusive parking pass. For more information, visit SactownSports.com. Again, caller number 3, 916-339-1140 or 1-800-920-1140.
Jason, did you say caller number 3? We'll be right back. 4 in, 4 out. Next.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
Get your Kings fix all season long right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Experience a golf tournament as refined as you are. The Pro Court Championship at Silverado Resort, September 12th through the 15th. Be there as the best of Napa meets the best of the PGA Tour. With world-class wine experiences, breathtaking views, and incredible golf. It's like this weekend was made for you. The Pro Court Championship, September 12th through the 15th. For tickets, go to ProCourtChampionship.com.
Insurance companies perform a very valuable service, but they want to keep their money. Although most cases settle before trial, it is paramount that the insurance companies know that if pressed, your legal team has the experience to take your case all the way. For 25 years, Ashton and Price has earned their reputation that if the insurance company isn't fair, we're ready to force them to be fair. My mom used to warn me, wait till dad gets home. Think of us as dad. The best part, there's no fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Ulta Beauty's 21 Days of Beauty event is back. From now until September 19th, score over 200 daily beauty steals at 50% off in every category. And check Ulta.com daily to get them all before they're gone. Take 50% off bestsellers from brands like Estee Lauder and Supergoop. Plus, say hello to new finds from brands like Dyson and Sol de Janeiro. And Ilia is now at Ulta Beauty in select stores and online. Shop in-store at Ulta.com or try pickup today. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply while supplies last.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated. And you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. We find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints of the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
Get your tickets for the Marysville Stampede September 14th and 15th at MarysvilleStampede.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sactown Sports. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Welcome back. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Christopher Laud, hour number 2. And coming up on the program, it is an NFL Thursday. Chiefs Ravens kick everything off tonight. We still have Niners at 9 and a whole bunch of other stuff before we get to crosstalk with Chris Watkins, Alan Stiles. I believe off the whole week, Alan. Is that right?
Might be back Friday, but I'm not certain on that.
That's weird. Take the whole week and come back on a Friday. That's weird. Jason, you wrote this segment. I didn't like it.
Huh.
I didn't like it because this is hard.
Is it?
It is. I really struggled with this. And look, every year, at least 4 in, 4 out of the playoffs.
It's been like 30 years going. It's crazy.
Right. And so overwhelming odds say at least 4 will miss and at least 4 will make that didn't last year. And last year, by the way, as you mentioned, there were 6. So it's just very difficult. I actually found it slightly easier to pick teams I thought would make it. It's really knocking the ones off that I don't think. So I went, how do you want to do this? You want to do the 4 out and then the 4 in? You want to
Sure. Just to reiterate for everybody, the AFC last year had the Bills and Dolphins from the AFC East. You had the Ravens, Browns, and Steelers all from the AFC North. The Texans, the only one from the South, and the Chiefs, the only one from the West. So that was the AFC again. Bills, Dolphins, Ravens, Browns, Steelers, Texans, Chiefs. And the NFC had the Cowboys and Eagles from the East. You had the Lions and Packers from the North. The Buccaneers is the only one from the South, and the Niners and Rams from the West.
All right. So we'll start with the ones we think are not going to make it. And Jason, I have 2 I took in the AFC and 2 I took in the NFC.
Okay. I have 3 and 1, and I felt like there was a 4th in the AFC, but I went 3 and 1.
All right. So in the AFC, the 2 that made the playoffs last year that I think will miss the playoffs this year. And this is so tough. I'm going to say the Steelers will miss the playoffs. I think that might be the easiest one. And no offense to Mike Tomlin, but they barely snuck in last year. I don't like their quarterback situation. Their defense is great as usual, but there's just not a ton that jumps out at me about the Steelers. I have the Steelers out. And then the one that was just, it was almost a process of elimination, Jason. I can't in good faith say the Bills, the Ravens, or the Chiefs. The Dolphins look like a team on the rise, as do the Texans. I hope I'm wrong here because I do root for them a little bit. I think the Cleveland Browns. Really, I just don't trust Deshaun Watson, and I don't mean that as a human, but just in general, his numbers. My 2 in the AFC, Cleveland and Pittsburgh. The NFC was an absolute bear to deal with. The one that I could at least kind of wrap my head around was the one that barely made it in, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Once again, 9 and 8 last year. The other one, it was split between. This is so tough, Jason. And weirdly, I got to be honest with you. I know you're high on them. I wanted to I thought for a moment about picking the Rams. But I think they'll get in. I'm going to go with the Packers, even though Jordan Love is on the rise, and they did get Josh Jacobs. They're one of those teams that like doesn't jump out at you, but ends up winning games here and there. I just think that's a team that if you had to pick one ripe to miss, it might be them. So Packers, Bucks. Oh God, I hate this. Packers, Bucks, Browns, Steelers.
Those are the 4 you took out. Okay. Well, we have 2 similar.
Okay.
I took.
We have all 4 the same.
You and I do.
Really?
Okay, then Jason, guy on the island.
Well, I have 2 similar to you and Chris. I have taken out the Browns.
Sorry. I've said that before.
Yes. The Browns have been removed. I have removed the Buccaneers. Those are the 2 similar.
I have 4.
And then I took out the Dolphins and the Texans.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so the Dolphins did cross my mind for a second. They did. But I just Mike McDaniel, Tua Tagovailoa, the backfield they have, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. The defense is obviously the thing, and I suspect that's a large part of your reason. It was really difficult for me to do that. I passed. But the Texans, that surprises me. That's a lot of people's pick to click this year.
Yeah, I want to see it again. Look, they went 10. What were they? 10-7, and there were the Jags and Colts, who I didn't think were great at 9-8. It was kind of just down to the end, and they got it done. To the credit to them, but obviously I don't have them getting in, so I have someone else winning that division.
Okay, well there you go. There's our form. We're going to hold on to this and see how we do at the end of the year. And I nominate Chris to be in charge of that, but it'll end up being Jason. Let's go with who's in.
Okay.
That means 2 from the AFC, 2 from the NFC. Jason, this was to me the far easier part of the whole situation.
Okay.
Number one, I think maybe the easiest one overall, and obviously injuries always factor in. I'm going to go with the New York Jets. I don't think they're just going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to compete in the AFC East. It's just, will Aaron Rodgers play? If you told me Aaron Rodgers is going to play a full season, not only is that Jets defense always seemingly playoff quality behind Robert Saleh, they have some studs on defense, and for years that defense, any wins the Jets have had, and they were 7-10 last year without Aaron Rodgers, it's been carried by the defense. You have Garrett Wilson, you have Breece Hall, who is one of the premier two-way running backs in the league and just getting started, and then of course one of the top 5 greatest players of all time in Aaron Rodgers, again assuming he's healthy. But for me, the easiest one was the Jets. And then I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burrow. 9-8 last year, just missed the playoffs. I don't think you're keeping Burrow back. I'm looking and seeing that Jamar Chase practiced, but is still questionable for game 1. They're going to get that situated. They lose Joe Mixon, but as Kelly Brothers said, running backs can be a little interchangeable, if you will. And it's not like Mixon blew the pants off of everybody anyways. He was good, just wasn't, we're not talking Christian McCaffrey here. I think Burrow gets in. So the Bengals and the Bengals and the Jets are my AFC picks to click this year. In the NFC, this is where I went a little all over the place here, and I'm not as confident. Because I really want to pick 3. 3 I'd be fine with. The 4th was a stretch. God, I don't like this, but I'm going to take the Seahawks. I do think in the end that means the NFC West gets 3 teams in the playoffs. I love what they're doing on defense. Geno Smith doesn't make me go crazy, but he's adequate. I like Kenneth Walker, and I love the team of Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf once again pairing up, and the other guy I can never say his name, DJ Mix.
Right.
Gidgba.
Yeah.
And here's my real wild card out of the whole thing, and you can blame HBO for this one. Give me the Chicago Bears to sneak into the playoffs this year. My main questions with them are on defense and obviously the rookie, but boy, do they have a lot of offensive firepower. And they were 7-10 last year with Justin Fields. I think you can flip-flop that to 10-7. I think 10-7 gets you in.
Okay. Chris, I saw you shaking. Did you have the first 2 the same as Dave?
The first 3 the same as Dave. Our only difference, I have the Vikings instead of the Bears.
Oh, okay.
You have the Vikings getting in.
Yeah.
Even without with no quarterback.
Yeah, I think that they didn't have that good of a quarterback last year.
All right.
Well, all right. So my list, I told you I took out the.
I'm rooting with my guy Chris Watkins. I don't like that you hate him so much.
Yeah. We've never gotten along. You know how that goes.
In the AFC, I took out the Dolphins, I took out the Browns. And I took out the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
I have added, just like you, Dave, the Jets.
Okay.
Just like you, Dave, the Bengals. And since someone's got to win that AFC South, I have the Jags winning that division. So the Jags are my new team in. And in the NFC, I took out Tampa Bay, and someone needs to win that division. I have the Falcons. I think the Falcons get in this year.
Okay. So remind me again, the 4 that you have in?
Jets, Bengals, Jaguars, and Falcons.
Gotcha. I don't like that Chris and I have 7 of our 8 picks the same. but
It's a little concerning.
we'll see how stupid we are coming up sometime in February. We will take a break.
Very stupid.
Very incredibly stupid. Let's get to NFL season predictions, if you will. Who's your surprise team? What's your Super Bowl matchup? And who is your league MVP? We'll do that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Advanced Infusion Center, where wellness meets vitality. Unlock your full potential with our customized Liquid Vita vitamin IV drips tailored to fit your unique lifestyle. Whether you're an athlete aiming for peak performance or travel often and looking to stay healthy, we have an IV just for you. At Advanced Infusion Center, we understand that wellness isn't just one size fits all. That's why our expert team is here to personalize your infusion experience. Ready to elevate your wellness journey? Call Advanced Infusion Center today or visit us at advancedinfusion.com.
Honda? Well, it was like this. My mom was driving me to school when, bam, our car started smoking. My mom wasn't happy, so she called my dad and said, honey, if you value your life and our marriage, you will take care of this now. So my dad calls up Stockton Honda and was like, can you get me approved for a new car and save my marriage? And they're all, sure, Mr. Jones, we do this every day. And just like that, Stockton Honda to the rescue. StocktonHonda.com.
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
How you doing, Jason?
I'm great. This fires me up.
Yep. Football season is here. People will drink booze. The Raiders have 17 games, of which at least 10 they will lose. The autumn wind is a loser. AB, by the way, speaking of Raiders, I'm trying to sucker him into a side bet because he's not with me on the Bears. Bears going to have a better record than the Raiders, Jason. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, I think they're I would say they will.
That's because you're a normal, free-thinking, intelligent person.
Yeah, but I want the Raiders to be good. I like the Raiders.
I want the Raiders to be good too, but I also,
the greatness is in their future.
I want my wife and Charlize Theron to become best friends, and we all move in together. But there's a reality, and there's
gross. I mean, they were 8-9 with all that chaos last year.
Yeah, they were. And
the coaching disaster, not a great QB.
Mm-hmm.
Still found an 8-9.
As opposed to this year where they've solved that quarterback issue.
Not that part, but maybe the coaching part. Hopefully they think the coaching part.
Also, a lot riding on Zamir White, right?
Yeah, I like their defense, honestly, better than their offense. In the past, I think their offense has been okay, and their defense has been a mess, but I think the Raiders' defense will be okay.
All right, let's get into our predictions.
Okay.
Let's start with the big one. Jason Ross, your league MVP.
All right. Well, it always feels like Patrick Mahomes has it's like LeBron, right? Every opportunity to win this, you have to almost take him off the ledge. But, I don't know how many wins the Chiefs are going to get in the regular season, similar to last year. So other guys may end up with better stats. I'm going to throw a flyer, a little bit of a dart. He's a great quarterback, but I'm going to put him up here. I'm going to go Joe Burrow.
Interesting. And by the way, I don't say that like that's a dumb pick. Interesting in the sense that you're looking for a big year out of Joe Burrow.
Well, we've all put Cincinnati in the postseason. I think they're going to be good. They were good last year without him playing enough, and he's got good weapons. He's a big part of their offense. If they have the year that I think they're going to, give me Joe Burrow.
So I don't hate that pick at all, and I'm with you on Mahomes. Mahomes is the MVP. I can tell you, Mahomes is the MVP before the season starts. But I'm with you. It's the old Milton Berle thing where you're gonna leave. They're leaving a lot in the tank. They know exactly what they need to do and how they need to do it, and for that reason, I'm not saying Mahomes is going to have good numbers, but he knows what he needs to do in the playoffs and what he needs to save. I love your Burrow pick. I'm really tempted. You talked about taking a flyer. This is where I thought you were going to go. I have a weird feeling Dak Prescott's going to be off the charts this year. Good.
I did think about him.
Yeah, but you know what, dude? I'm gonna go with Josh Allen of the Bills. I think he's just gonna be ridiculous. And I think Keon Coleman is really gonna be a great addition. Now he did lose Stephon Diggs, but I think Josh Allen's gonna be fantastic. I think this is the year for him. And of course it's gonna be a quarterback because it has to be a quarterback by law, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Moving on in predictions, I'll go first here. Surprise team. I think I've kind of led into it. Yep, I'm a sucker for Hard Knocks. I don't know if you can call the Bears the surprise team, but again, I am beyond the Hard Knocks stuff. I think Caleb Williams is going to be fantastic. I really, really do. This kid at USC was ridiculous, and he's shown no. Look, I'm comparing him to Patrick Mahomes only in the sense that he just seems like a Swiss Army knife, a guy who can throw the deep ball. He can throw from all these insane angles. He's mobile as hell, and he has that kind of eyes in the back of his head thing when the pocket collapses. Now, he's a rookie, and he's going to make dumb rookie mistakes. But when you have the backfield they have, which is a good, deep backfield, Cole Kmet at tight end is great. You bring in Keenan Allen, Roma Dunze. You add that to DJ Moore, who was a 1,000-yard receiver last year with a bad quarterback or a not great quarterback. You put all that together, plus the Vikings, with no disrespect to Christopher Laud, I think are kind of out of the mix. I already had the Packers missing the playoffs as well. I think there's going to be some room. Again, 7-10 last year. They have improved immensely. I do think they're going to sneak in this year.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's a lot of love for them, which is fun to see after all these years of some struggles. The surprise team for me, and I say surprise in a sense that I guess I didn't put them in as one of my 4 in because they were not a playoff team last year. They only won 5 games last year. But I can't think of a team over the last 10 to 15 years that has lost more games in where they invented ways to lose, and that's the Chargers. And I don't know that I have these huge expectations for them, Dave, but I just think from 5-12, just adding Coach Harbaugh, attention to detail, he's a bit of a wackadoo, but they lost way too many games over the last couple of years that they had no business losing. And if they just clean some of those up, maybe they're 9-8. It's not like they're expecting them to go to the Super Bowl, but I just feel like from where they were at 5-12, I really feel like they're going to be a team that could be a playoff threat and just a completely different looking team.
Finally, when it comes to predictions, we get to the big one.
The biggest of them all.
Now, are we going 2 here? Who will be and who will win the Super Bowl?
Sure.
All right, you start this one then, Jason. Who is your Super Bowl matchup?
Okay, my Super Bowl matchup. I'm not going to overthink, but I know how difficult it is to get back there. But I am putting the 49ers back there.
Okay.
I think they make it. I think it's going to be tough. It just always is. There'll be ups and downs during the season, but I believe in the roster. Of course, they're motivated to get back. I think they got the goods to get back. And amongst the NFC, I think the Cowboys are really good. But the Niners have been able to show that they can do it at a better clip. So I'm going to put the Niners in there. And a little bit of a surprise here. They didn't make the playoffs last year, but I have them in the Super Bowl. For some reason, I'm riding the Cincinnati Bengals.
Wow, you are basically Paul Brown. You're a Bengal.
Yes, I got the tattoo. I'll show it. It says Bengals Super Bowl in 2025. Yeah, I think that's a good roster. Look, 2 years ago, they were in the conference championship. 3 years ago, they were in the Super Bowl. Last year, they were hurt. I think it's a good roster, a good team, if I'm believing that much in Burrow. I think the AFC's brutal, though. Gosh, you can make candidates for the Chiefs, obviously the Ravens, lots of teams. Someone's going to get through. I'll go for a flyer here on the Bengals.
I can't really poke holes in that. I do worry about Chase. I worry about adjusting to life without Joe Mixon, although I just pointed out I think they'll make the playoffs after missing it last year because that's not a huge deal. It's going to be the most boring thing in the world, but I'm sometimes it's the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. I just can't not pick the Chiefs and Niners again. You explained everything with the Niners. If we're talking about threats to them, there are legit threats. I think there's three. I think there's a grand total of three legitimate threats in the NFC. The Cowboys, the Eagles, and I don't want to forget about the Detroit Lions.
Right.
Team on the up that was in the lead in the NFC Championship in San Francisco last year. That was really their first year on the scene. And I don't buy that Philly all of a sudden became terrible. I think there were things going on in that locker room, things last year. They were waiting for the offseason. I don't think remember, they were 10-1 going into that game, something like that. I don't buy that now they're all of a sudden just lame. And I will use the old Chuck Liddell method I've explained many times. I bet against and bet against and bet against Chuck Liddell until I just stopped doing it. Said until he loses, I ain't betting against him ever again. The same thing with the Chiefs. Until I don't care what their record is after 10 games. I don't care what the score is in the playoff game. I don't care until the clock has triple zeros and the Chiefs have less points than the other team. They're going to be my Super Bowl favorite, period.
Okay.
And a statement which goes into our next conversation, which is who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? Obviously, I want the Niners to win more than anything. I can't pick against the Chiefs until they lose. If you're asking me, I got to be non-biased. I got to say Kansas City.
Okay, makes sense. And I mean, at this point, if I'm getting Niners Bengals there, I've been riding that Bengals bandwagon. I don't even know if there's a bandwagon, but that's where it ends. I'd pick the Niners to finally do it.
We'll take a break. When we come back, as the show rolls on to 10 a.m., let's get into 4 down territory, running back edition. We'll go all through just as we've done with wide receivers and quarterbacks, and we'll do that right after this.
Kevin Herter plays here.
It's Herter. He's been hot. He fires. He's still hot. Kevin Herter from downtown has a 15-point first quarter.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more. And then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss. Is this house a good price compared to others in the area? Are prices going up or down? If I don't make an offer right this very moment, will I miss my chance? These are just some of the questions a home buyer might ask. And these are the sorts of questions an agent who is a realtor can help answer. Because realtors have the expertise, data, and access to specialty training to help you navigate the process of buying a home. They provide support, guidance, and have your back every step of the way. That's what realtors do, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
Sacramento Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. They believe it's all about people and choices. Their goal is to find the car that fits your lifestyle. With their huge inventory of models, they've got the right car and, more importantly, at the right price every time. Experience for yourself why their customers drive away smiling. Discover the difference, because it's not just about the car, it's also about the people. Experience the Sacramento Dodge Jeep and Chrysler difference off Business 80 next to Hagen Oaks, or you can find them online, sacsuperstore.com.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
It's a myth to think you don't play golf well enough to get fitted for golf clubs. The professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio would argue that playing the game with golf clubs properly fitted to your body and swing characteristics is the best way to improve your game and have more fun on the golf course. With a professional staff of fitters, all the major brands of equipment, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan, the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is worth a look. See for yourself, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Schedule your fitting at 916-808-2531, 808-2531.
Sacramento, Dierks Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
What was I thinking?
And he's bringing some friends. Carmichael.
I want to close your eyes for this.
Tyler Rich.
Different.
Dasha. And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPfest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
Get your tickets for the Marysville Stampede September 14th and 15th at marysvillestampede.com.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
Raider fan playing with their crayons in the chat. You can too. Just go to YouTube and search, subscribe, and save, if you will. Hey, look, talk all you want. That's fine. I know that's what you do. Just, can I just say for the record, when the Raiders turn in another 6-11, 7-10, 5-12 season this year, you're not allowed to get mad when I talk back. You don't get all sensitive. Camp, don't be like, can't talk to your listeners like just, I'm gonna be obnoxious because you're being obnoxious right now. Why? Because you're undefeated. I'm just saying, when it happens, you talk now, that's fine. You got to take it. You got to take it, right, Jason? You said the same thing.
You got to take it.
You got to take it. Speaking of taking it, I have the odds in front of me.
Okay.
First non-rookie quarterback to get benched.
First non-rookie. Oh, okay. I got to guess.
I will tell you the least likely non-rookie quarterback
Patrick
to get benched. is Patrick Mahomes at 500 to 1.
Okay.
And what does that mean, though?
Like they're getting they're injured.
But like I'm thinking the end of the season, they've got it lined up. They're the number one team.
But this is the first.
Oh,
So,
gotcha. That makes sense. I see. Yeah.
There are 3 quarterbacks tied for second least likely to get benched. Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, and Josh Allen. So just to give you an idea, Patrick Mahomes is a 500 to 1 favorite to not be the first quarterback benched. The 3 next guys that I just mentioned are 100 to 1. Wow. That's how big the gap is. Give me your guess, Jason Ross, the first non-rookie to get benched.
I think up there is going to be either. Can I give you 2?
Yeah.
2 off the top of my head are Gardner Minshew and Russell Wilson.
Well, friend, I can tell you, you have the one most likely, and you have the one that is third most likely.
So there's another one in between.
Mm-hmm.
Wilson's number 1, isn't he?
Wilson, 3 to 1 odds will be the first non-rookie benched.
Chris
Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Jalen Hurts 100 to 1. Patrick Mahomes 500 to 1. If you bet $1, you will win 3 on Russell Wilson being benched.
Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett, number 2. Well done. That's 7 to 2 odds, which is 3.5 to 1. And number 3, Gardner Minshew, followed by Will Levis, Daniel Jones, and Geno Smith. Here's something interesting, Jason Ross. Something very, very interesting. So Wilson 3 to 1, Brissett 7 to 2, Minshew 4 to 1, Levis 9 to 1, Daniel Jones 10 to 1, Geno 10 to 1. At 20 to 1, not that far down the list, Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, 20 to 1 odds to be the first non-rookie quarterback to be benched.
For whom?
My
Dobbs,
question.
Allen.
Look, I'm not trying to say Purdy should be in the Mahomes and Allen category. I'm
right.
A total idiot, but just to give you an idea of some players that are least likely, according to these odds, less likely, I should say, than Brock Purdy to be benched. Anthony Richardson, Trevor Lawrence, Jordan Love, Justin Herbert, Jared Goff, Kyler Murray, all good quarterbacks. None of whom I think will get benched. It's just interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
By the way, let me get a quick opinion from you guys, and then we'll and I'll go with the room here. And Chris, do me a favor. Before I ask you your opinion, can you agree to be non-biased and not what you usually do, which is just try to make whatever thing for me is the worst?
I can't promise that I'll try, but I'll try to try.
All right, I'll take it. One of the bursts on the chat line, he's here every day. We appreciate him. AB from the 916. He wants to make a bet if the Bears have a better record than the Raiders this year, he will change his YouTube avatar to a Niner avatar for the entire season. He wants me, though, if it doesn't happen, to change my avatar to a Raider avatar for the entire season. And my claim is that I think it has to be weighted on his end. You're going with show host versus listener, not that one's better than the other. I'm going to be here every day. I think that's a bigger deal. I feel like it should be a month for me and a season for him.
Now, is it the avatar on
YouTube?
YouTube.
Yes.
But you're hardly ever on YouTube. Like when you make most of your comments.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point that the comment to comment ratio is definitely weighted toward. That's a fair point. You think season to season, eating apples to apples is fair? You don't think it should be weighted?
Well, he's going to be commenting more than you.
What if he
and
just
this isn't going to be, this is like our show. This is going to be, right. I mean, how many other comments are you making on YouTube? I think it's fair.
But what if he just decides to take the, I can't do that. I'm just going to take, I don't have the option to take in the season off. He could.
But that's the risk you take with every
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm taking more. I feel like I'm
So
taking more.
should we get some sort of collateral from AB?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, he's presenting the bet. I feel like you can have a chance to counter. What would be your counter?
My counter would be, I would say he has to change his for the entire off season. I'll change mine until let's see, February. I'll change mine till opening day of baseball.
Okay. I mean,
I'm just saying. You think that's unfair? You think that's fair?
I think that's up to AB.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are setting the bet, right? It's like one of those things like, oh, I don't want to do that. And so, yeah, you have to do the counter.
I guess I would close with this.
Can I offer something for both of you to decide?
Sure.
Okay, so he has to do the avatar.
Yeah.
He has to change that. But if you lose the bet, you have to come on the air. You don't have to do the avatar, but you have to say, I want to personally apologize to AB and all of Raider Nation. I was wrong. You have to give a mea culpa to Raider Nation.
Yeah, no.
No. So you would rather just change the avatar?
Yes. Because here's the thing, and I would say this to AB.
Yeah, no.
I would say this to AB. The other reason I think this is fair is because the Bears are not my team. The Bears are not my team. So this isn't a Niner thing. You're a Raider fan. If you're wait, hold on a second. Chris, can you hit the breaking news, please? This is breaking show news for the second time.
When it breaks,
We have it first.
it's Sactown Sports breaking news.
From the chat line, AB916 says, by the way, I'm a girl. What?
Well, hello, AB.
I've been wondering where Amanda Bynes has been.
Are you being okay? Oh, never mind. Say he's just kidding. Damn it, that was gonna blow me away. I mean, whatever. It's not like girls can't be sports fans and all that. It's just at some point
they're usually smarter.
Much
fans.
smarter.
Would the bet have changed?
No, I'm not.
You're not going there?
No. It just, I was thinking, God, you talk way too doofishly to be a girl. But here we go. I would just end it on this because we got stuff to get to. But good job. You got me on that. Yeah, I think till baseball's because this is really, look, Raider fans, like, oh, Raiders, silver and black till I die. You're not confident enough to say you're going to have more wins than the lowly Chicago Bears? Typical Raider fan, all talk, no checks cashed when you write them.
That's what they say.
Right?
Yeah.
I'll leave it to Miss AB. Because all of a sudden MC was going to be a lot nicer to AB once it was disclosed that MC is incredibly nice to all but one female in the chat. And by the way, shout out to our lady listeners as well. We don't give them enough love. They always say sports radio is a man's world. I say malarkey and crap. We have some phenomenal listeners and dare I say smarter guys. I mean, not to gender stereotype, but smarter that listen to the program each and every day. So thank you. Let's get into running backs. I know I yammered through this segment here because of that, but we can at least do something here, just as we've done quarterbacks and wide receivers. Jason Ross, who's the best running back in the National Football Conference?
I think this is an easy answer. I'm not going to overthink this one. It's CMC. Feels great, baby.
Yeah, I'm not going to overthink it either. We can go really quick on that one. Give me a Christian McCaffrey as well. AFC is obviously a little bit more difficult. There's quite a few nominees, if you will. But again, I don't want to crazy overthink it. Give me Breece Hall. I do think he's the best in the AFC.
I'm going with a guy that's done it and consistently done it, and that is Derrick Henry. Still, at this point, I know people are like, he's gotten old. Well, another 1,000-yard season last year. Last 6 years, double-digit touchdowns. I think 5 of the 6 over 1,000, including 1 year over 2,000. He might even be better, at least the first year or two with the Ravens. So, to me, the best running back in the AFC is still Derrick Henry.
No, you know what? Honestly, that was who you explained it perfectly. And the only reason I didn't pick Derrick Henry is I am worried about his age. And also a new home for Derrick Henry as well. Moving on. All right. Who is the best running back of all times?
I mean, there's people with more yards, but to me, I just think of the position, close my eyes, I think of Barry Sanders. I think
exactly
it's Sanders.
Right. That is exactly right. Props to Emmitt Smith. And I don't want to disrespect him at all. And I don't think it's disrespectful to say that if Barry Sanders played behind Nate Newton and the rest of that Cowboy offensive line and wasn't getting killed by the Lions Swiss cheese offensive line, I think he could have retired probably 3 to 4 years before Emmitt Smith and still had more yards. I think he's that good. He's the best running back LaDainian Tomlinson, weirdly enough, is the best running back I've ever seen in person. Apologies there were a couple years where LaDainian was just insane, but Barry, I'm with you. I think Barry is the greatest of all time. Favorite all-time running back, Jason?
Man, this is a list that again, we go back to yesterday. We're talking about like kind of your younger days, people that influenced you then. So I'm thinking of Earl Campbell. I'm thinking of Eric Dickerson, Marshall Faulk, Marcus Allen. But if I'm picking one, it's Bo Jackson. I love Bo Jackson.
I think my answer is going to surprise you, Jason. Because
Frank Gore?
Favorite running back of all time, and I love Frank Gore. I love Roger Craig. I loved LaDainian Tomlinson, Barry Sanders. It's Bo Jackson.
Yeah,
of course it's Bo Jackson. Come on, man. Bo Jackson in that 34 silver and black, just trucking fools, ending Brian Bosworth's career as we know it. And there is no doubt, not just my favorite running back of all time, but the greatest video game running back of all time. In fact, maybe the greatest video game athlete of all time. If you had Bo Jackson in Tecmo Bowl, it was literally a cheat code.
Dave loves the Raiders.
My aunt made a rule that none of us could pick the Raiders because we'd always argue over who would get the Raiders.
Honestly, it was a cheat code, dude. Bo Jackson was an absolute cheat code in the Bowl of Tecmo. We'll take a break. When we come back, Niners at 9 coming up in 15 minutes, but let's get a who's hot, who's not, and a streak right after this.
Subscribe to Sactown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sactown Sports.
Hey, listen up. This is your Sactown Sports and live events calendar. First on the lineup is the Lodi Grape Festival coming September 12th through the 15th. And then rock out to Zeppelin USA at Thunder Valley on September 19th. On September 20th, laugh your heart out with comedy superstar Nikki Glazer at Thunder Valley. And the laughs keep on coming on September 21st with George Lopez when he takes the stage at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. If you're a country fan, you won't want to miss Winona Judd at Hard Rock Live on September 28th. And then on October 4th, comedy legend Rob Schneider is bringing the laughs to Hard Rock Live Sacramento. On October 20th, you don't want to miss Renee Vaca as he brings his hilarious stand-up to the Crest Theater. And finally, gear up for the ultimate Halloween bash with a $5,000 costume contest. It's Sinners and Saints Saturday at Thunder Valley on Saturday, October 26th. Costumes, music, and plenty of thrills. And that's your Sactown Sports live events calendar. For details, go to SactownSports.com. And stay locked on to Sactown Sports for your chance to win tickets.
As a mom, I'd do anything to keep my child out of physical pain.
Dr. Pamela Maida is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon.
As a doctor, I know that growth spurts can cause pain in my child's feet, and that can affect their legs and back too.
Good Feet Youth Arch supports are designed to alleviate, even eliminate common pain.
Investing in youth arch supports for your child or team is one of the best decisions you can make.
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
It's not hard to be a mom. It's hard to be a good mom. It's easy to be a bad mom. That's so easy. But to be a good mom is hard. To be a bad mom, that's as easy as being a great dad. That's...
Nikki Glazer, Alive and Unwell Tour. Friday, September 20th. The venue at Thunder Valley. Tickets on sale now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. She's alive and unwell. Don't miss Nikki Glazer.
Thank you. Good night.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not? It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who is hot?
Yeah, who is hot?
Yeah, who is hot, Chris?
The Padres when they're getting shut out.
Wait.
You know what's I want to say something here. I saw this stat last night. I saved it, and Chris, you'll be happy to know I specifically did not mention it all show. I was going to wait until this segment just to see if you were going to do it. I was disciplined today, and I'd like to thank myself.
Well, thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. Go ahead.
On April 8th, the Padres were being shut out 8-0, came back to win 9-8. On May 20th, the Padres were down 5-0 to the Braves. They won 6-5. On July 30th, the Padres were trailing the Dodgers 5-0 and won 6-5. And last night, Padres were being shut out 5-0 again. The Tigers came back to win 6-5. The Padres are only the third team in Major League Baseball to have 4 or more games in a season where they are being shut up by 5 runs or more and then shut down their opponent to win the game. The others, the 87 Reds and the 99 Phillies.
Interesting.
Getting to the Padres.
Also, want to point something out, too. This isn't hot or not, but according to NBA Uni Tracker, it's a Twitter account that tracks NBA uniforms. In a now deleted Instagram story, according to the Uni Tracker, Mike Bibby took a picture of himself in what is, according to them, the first look at the Kings Classic Edition uniforms. Jason, it's the 2002 Road Purples.
Oh, okay.
Now, yet to be confirmed, and I will try to independently confirm this with people that know things. But if that's the case, I love, not my all-time favorite, but in my top 5. I love I'm not a huge jersey guy. As long as you don't bring the gold ones back, I'm good. But
how about the Reds?
That's actually that you want to see my head spin. Which would you rather have come back, the Reds or the Golds? Woof. That's
T-shirts.
like which would you rather have, chlamydia or syphilis? I don't know. Flip a coin.
Same.
Chris, which one's worse? Which one did you dislike the most? Who's not?
Yeah. Oh, who's not?
Yeah.
Paw Patrol.
Oh.
What? Is that Papa Troll?
No, Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol. I got you.
We all know that cartoon on Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge was on that show at the end of August.
Uh-huh.
And since then, he's had 27 at-bats. He's batting 185, slugging 259, has 5 hits, 5 walks, 13 strikeouts, and 0 home runs.
What's going on, Jason?
Those darn dogs.
Stupid dogs. Those idiots.
I watched that episode. Judge was brilliant.
I don't know if it's true or not, but have you ever heard of the show Bluey?
Yeah, of course.
They say that
they're Australian, right?
Yeah.
They say it's they're made for dogs. Like it's a shot in a certain thing where dogs like it. And I tested it out and my dogs watched it. Like, I don't know how. Sometimes it's fun to go on YouTube and you can search like sounds that dogs will react to, and I play it for them, and it's a super fun thing to do. But getting them to watch TV is interesting, and the fact that they like Bluey tells me it might be accurate, guys. Dogs like Bluey. By the way, during the break, somebody asked this earlier. Wonder what video games are behind me. Let me answer that real quick. Golden Tee Golf directly behind. Big Buck Hunter, then it's a video pinball game, so there's like 10 different pinball games on there, but it has Hurricane, which is my second all-time favorite pinball behind Indiana Jones, and a Mortal Kombat machine. It's Mortal Kombat, Rampage, Paperboy. I think there's like 3 others, like root beer tapper and joust or something. But as you can see, if you're watching on YouTube, it's the one video game not turned on. I believe I've said this before because it broke.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It broke.
Like it broke just like something with the software or?
Yeah. No.
Or a fist?
I did tell that story then. Okay. I will say this. It was cheating. And cheaters never prosper.
And you handle that so well.
Well, guess what? It's not.
Are you on goofball pills or something?
Ain't cheating anymore, baby. Which reminds me, one of these days, guys, I'll throw this official invite out. This is one of those things I know we'll never do. But we should do it. We should all do a Friday. You guys should come up. We should all do a Friday show from up here. Come up here, stay the night Thursday. We each, you guys have your own little bedrooms. Then wake up the next day.
Oh, we can't camp out in the living room?
Oh, we could. And then have a barbecue, have a little show bonding. Next day we could all gather around. I've got all my equipment on a pool table here in the garage. We can all bring our stuff. Jason, we could hook in the microphone. Never mind. Because Chris, you couldn't because somebody has to be there, right?
I mean, I might be able to work it out.
Oh, where like somebody comes in and covers
that, or I've got some stuff on my computer where I can run the board from someplace else.
Just saying, throw the invite. I think that'd be fun.
Oh, actually, I couldn't do that. We wouldn't need someone to come in.
Well,
the irony is we'll have Dave come in.
Yeah, we'll be at the cabin.
Right.
Dave will run the board.
Right. Oh, and how well would that go?
Smooth.
Yeah. Niners at 9 coming up in just a few minutes. Just a couple other notes. Nope, I don't have any other notes, guys. Let's go streaking.
Yeah. It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah! Who is the Nostradamus of MLB?
Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking. All right, we are. We have got Dave at 2, Chris and I at 3. Let's see how we did yesterday. Dave, you took Bobby Witt Jr.
Whit.
And Bobby Witt Jr. got up 4 times, and Bobby Witt Jr. got you 1 hit. You're
Bobby
at
Witt
3.
Love you, Bobby Witt Jr. You're the best.
I took Jose Altuve. I was at 3 trying to get to 4. He got up 3 times. He got me 1 hit. So I'm at 4.
Wow, look at us.
And Chris Verlaud was at 3 trying to get to 4. He took Gunnar Henderson, who got up 4 times, and he got 3 hits.
Jeez.
So we'd had a good day. Dave's at 3. I'm at 4. Chris is at 4. We are truly streaking.
We are. We're all streaking together.
Yes. It's just
wow.
mayhem everywhere.
Don't look to your left. Don't look to your right. Just eyes forward, gentlemen.
Yeah.
All right. Give me son of Vlad. Vladimir Guerrero. I haven't picked him in a long time. Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Okay.
I don't think you could pick him today.
Yeah, they don't play today.
Oh, come on. Well, I ain't picking Luis Arias. Screw him. You know what? Just talked about him earlier today. Give me Juan Soto, future Giant. Probably not.
They don't play.
What the hell? Okay. How about nope, not picking. Jordan Alvarez.
Oh, okay.
All right, not my Dan. Jordan.
Should I be nervous because I had already written in for me Jordan Alvarez?
Oh no, Chris, are you gonna do it?
Lawrence Butler.
Oh wow. Way to be. We were just talking about show bonding too, Chris.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
cool. I want my streak to continue.
He looked to his right.
Hi there. We'll take a
Hello,
break.
Friend.
Hello, friend. The game of golf, friend. Niners at 9. What kind of season are you expecting from the Brockness Purdy? The rest of those 49ers, will break a little bit of that down. Plus, we have some sound for you coming up right after this.
The only place you'll find Kevin Herter is Sactown Sports.
Herter's open, steps into 3. He's got the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Kevin Herter, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
A new Honda? Nice. Well, it was like this. It was a super hot day, so we all stopped for some ice cream. When bam, the AC went out. My dad started sweating and was all, man, I stink. And my brother was like, I hate this car. And my mom was all, I'm dying in here. Then I said, it's time to call Stockton Honda. Then Dad was like, honey, you're right. I knew you were my favorite. And just like that, Stockton Honda to the rescue.
StocktonHonda.com. Sacramento, Dirks Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
What was I thinking?
And he's bringing some friends. Parmalee.
I want to close your eyes for this.
Tyler Rich. Dasha. And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
Get your tickets for the Marysville Stampede September 14th and 15th at MarysvilleStampede.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sactown Sports. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
It is a very, very jovial program this morning. It is Football Thursday. Chiefs Ravens tonight. 5:20. It's back, kids. The NFL. And I have some picks here. From Good Morning Football. This is their Super Bowl predictions, Jason Ross and Christopher Luck. Kyle Brandt, former Jim Rome producer, has the Lions over the Bills. Got to be honest. If the Niners aren't involved, I would absolutely love that Super Bowl because somebody's getting one. Somebody's getting one in that. Either way, that's a phenomenal story if the Bills or Lions win.
Yeah, correct.
So I that's the feel-good pick, I think. Akbar Gbajabiamila, I think I almost got it, has the Chiefs also over the Lions. Jamie Erdahl has the Ravens over the Packers.
Okay.
And Peter Schrager, who has picked the last 5 Super Bowl champions, has the Chiefs over the Packers. None of them picked the 49ers to even get in the Super Bowl. Interesting. Also, on the day the season started, I just had an amazing revelation. Sorry if I'm late to the party, but Jason, this year is Super Bowl 59, correct?
I did not know that off the top of my head, but sure.
It's Super Bowl 59, but that's not what we're going to call it, Jason.
What are we calling it?
It's Super Bowl Licks. It's LIX. That's going to look fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first time, as I have this from ESPN Stats and Info, it's the first time that the Roman numerals for a Super Bowl are a verb.
Facts.
What about Super Bowl Live?
It's the second time, and I was like, X, no. All right, so it's right. Live and Licks. Licks is great. Super Bowl Licks. Troy Aikman's been to a couple Super Bowls, has rings and all that fun stuff. He was talking to Kevin Clark yesterday of ESPN, and he's got his own podcast, The Ringer, and all that. And he had this to say, Chris Roulade, about Brock Purdy.
I'm a big fan of Brock Purdy's. And if he had been a first-round pick, we'd all be talking about what an amazing player he is. But because he was the last player taken in the 7th round, he's had an uphill climb in terms of being appreciated for his abilities as opposed to just being a product of the offense. I've always believed that, I think a lot of people get enamored with arm strength. Can this guy run? Can he do all these things athletically? But ultimately, you have to be able to make good decisions, and you have to throw the ball straight. And Brock Purdy is a great example of that. That for the most part, he makes really good decisions. He's accurate with the football, and then he leaves it up to the playmakers to create separation and get themselves open, and then he delivers the football. So I think he's playing the position at a really high level. I don't care where he was drafted. I don't care what people say about him. I think he's a terrific player.
Okay, there you go. Troy Aikman knows a thing or two.
Yeah. I don't think he's too far off in that assessment. I know that's something you said before too, Dave, about that, just kind of where he's drafted. I don't know when that switches, because that was a narrative for Tom Brady, and then it's nobody talked about it anymore. I mean, at a reference like, hey, can you believe there were X amount of quarterbacks taken ahead of him, that he was a 6th-round guy? But after that, after he's winning Super Bowls and MVPs and breaking records, it's like, you don't reference that anymore.
No, and that's the thing. We pay so much attention to where a guy's drafted. It's so silly. We've said it how many times? 1 billion. Switch Trey Lance and Brock Purdy and their draft positions, and we're not having half this conversation.
The second that a player is on the team, draft order does not exist anymore.
I want to logically agree with you. I'm just thinking it through, Chris.
Now, I'm not talking about contracts and what people are paid or anything like that. This is
does it matter to but does it matter to the GM and the coach? I'm asking, like, if a GM's got a guy, a linebacker he picked in the 1st round and a linebacker they picked in the 6th round, and he and the coach are talking, are they gonna lean more? Are they going to give far more chances to him to succeed, to start, to get reps to the 1st rounder as opposed to the 7th rounder, in part for self-preservation and their thought process? Or is it truly, which I think it should be, Chris, to your point, okay, everybody's here, there's no incumbents, and let's see who's the best?
Well, you look at the two complete opposites, Jamarcus Russell and Brock Purdy. As soon as the Raiders knew Jamarcus Russell wasn't it, he was gone.
Yeah.
And then he got Brock Purdy. You did have Trey Lance, who was taken. They drafted up to get him. But as soon as you know that Purdy is the guy over Lance, you have to get rid of him.
Yeah. So Jimmy G at the beginning of that. And they even had, who else did they have when they had Sudfeld? They cut Sudfeld in camp and like, hey, maybe this Purdy guy should be around. And then all of a sudden he just kept moving up and injuries happen. And then he hasn't looked back.
Jury's still out if that was the right move, though, Purdy for Sudfeld. I still think about that sometimes.
I drafted Sudfeld in my fantasy league. Sleeper.
This year?
Yeah. I did the irony. I drafted him first. No one was ready for that.
I paid $74 in my auto draft league for Sudfeld.
Well worth it.
All right. So with the Niners, what kind of season are we looking for from Brock Purdy? I would say, to put it in simplistic terms, Jason, and again, I am mandated by the FCC. All statements to be made in this segment and any segment heretofore are with the thoughts that said player will be healthy. Of course, it's the NFL. Injuries can happen, but everything we're saying is under the assumption they will play 17 games. I'll say I think Brock Purdy's going to do 10 to 15% better than he did last year. I think that's right around the jump I would make for him, which, by the way, if he does, is a pretty damn good season.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the MVP running all the way to the end. I mean, so if there's a jump, I mean, he's going to be one of the people considered MVP. And obviously, if they have a great season and they get a lot of wins, he'll probably and stays healthy, he'll probably naturally be there. I would hope, and I think Matt Barrow said this the other day. What was his final numbers last year? 31 TDs, 11 interceptions. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
If he can live under 10 interceptions, but that seems, I mean, there's, an extra game and that, the less mistakes, but I didn't feel like he made a lot. I just, if he could trim that just a bit and throw around another 4,000, 4,500 and 28 to 33 touchdowns, that'd be a pretty fantastic year for him.
What's interesting? Speaking of betting odds, so Patrick Mahomes is plus 450 to win the MVP. If you bet $100, you'll win 450. Brock Purdy is plus 1,600. And I fully acknowledge he shouldn't be the odds-on favorite, and I can't think of anyone. I mean, he's got Lamar Jackson. I'd put him ahead of him. Burrow, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. I got to tell you something, though. They also have Jalen Hurts, Jordan Love, and C.J. Stroud, and all are fantastic quarterbacks and very well could win the MVP. But thinking it through for a second, just logically speaking, if you look at Brock Purdy now going into this would be his third season overall, correct? I think.
Yeah, second full season, yeah.
And you look at his numbers trajectory thus far, you combine that with the fact that the Niners are loaded on paper and are expected to do quite well, and he's obviously a quarterback. I'm not saying Purdy's going to win the MVP. I'm saying Brock Purdy at plus 1,600 compared to the leader at plus 450. I think that's a hell of a value.
I agree. And as you're saying that, I was starting to think, because a lot of people have picked this team, and I have not seen this guy's name attached to the MVP. Where's Jared Goff?
That's a great point, by the way.
Because I don't think he'll win it. But if people think the Lions are 12-5, 13-4, someone's got to get them there. And generally, teams with great records have someone in the running, and quarterback's the sexiest pick. He had good numbers last year. Where are his odds?
Well, and not to mention he's got Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, and Khalif Raymond, plus Sam Laporta to throw to. Dave Montgomery can catch passes, so he's got people to throw to. Jason, you'd be surprised here, maybe not. Jared Goff is plus 2,500.
Wow, that seems like a pretty good one. I mean, again, on the value bet, right?
Yeah, I honestly, I'll tell you right now, as far as value bet goes, I think the most valued bets on this list are probably Purdy, in no particular order. Purdy at plus 1,600. Aaron Rodgers is plus 2,000.
Where's my pick? Burrow.
Joe Burrow is plus 1,000. He is third most likely.
Okay.
But you throw $100 at Purdy, Rodgers, Goff, and the other one on this list that's interesting, tied with Brock Purdy at plus 1,600. How about the defending MVP? Lamar Jackson.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm not saying he's going to win it. I'm not saying he should, and whatever. And it's tough to win 2 in a row, but the guy has won 2 MVPs. It's a little strange to me that he is 7th on the list. So anyway,
yeah.
1-800-GAMBLER though. Don't
exactly.
Let me ask you this way, because I'm going to pick the four big, the big four on offense other than Purdy: McCaffrey, Kittle, Debo, Ayuk. And we can get into our individual what are they going to do. But let me just ask it to you this way, Jason. Compared to their average output over the last 3 years, who do you think of those four is most likely to, from a percentage-wise point of view, let's say, increase the most this year?
Ayuk.
Hmm.
I just can't imagine how McCaffrey could have a better year.
I agree.
I think he was 2,000 total yards, like 1,500 almost rushing, all those touchdowns. He was incredible. I mean, again, he could have 1,200 and 10 touchdowns, and that's worse. I mean, that's a great year. So I would say he has a chance to go down. Kittle, it's almost kind of a year-to-year thing. Debo was down last year, but you're kind of saying the cumulative average. So I would say of all of them, it's probably Debo.
Debo or Ayuk?
I'm sorry, Ayuk. You're right.
Okay,
I'm sorry,
yeah.
I said the wrong. I said
No,
Ayuk.
I got you. I'm going to say Debo, and because he was down last year, and yes, I said cumulative of all three, but also I think Debo after the Ayuk contract, you kind of get the feeling he may be the odd man out.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's always health with Debo. I do think if he's healthy, Debo's the best receiver on the team overall. I do. Kittle, you just feel like he's going to do the same thing he did last year, which is fantastic. And I'm not a huge fan of. I'm just honestly not a huge fan of players the year they sign a huge contract, and maybe that's just whatever. But if you could say the thing about guys in a contract year, sometimes that does matter for guys. Not that Ayuk's gonna have a bad year or anything, but a great year. But
yeah,
I think if I had to pick, I'd pick Debo there. We'll pause, take a very quick 1-minute break. When we come back, let's go all over the place. Sports news and notes. We'll talk about the season opener tonight. There was a no-hitter kind of in baseball. Caitlin Clark is back doing Caitlin Clark things, and we have an update on the teen arraigned in the Ricky Pearsall shooting. We'll get to all that and more coming up right after this.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10-5. Touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, home runs have been a big story for the A's as they hit 16 on the recent road trip, and they picked it up back at home on Labor Day with 2 by Shea Langoliers, including a walk-off, giving him 25 for the year, including 24 while catching. In the long history of the A's franchise, only Terry Steinbach hit more while behind the plate. He hit 34 back in 96.
Want to save on some of the biggest names in streaming on the network made for streaming? Now through September 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for 12 months with a 1-year contract. And for just $15 a month, add the new Stream Saver. That includes Peacock, Apple TV Plus, and Netflix for just $35 a month. Switch at Xfinity.com today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Equipment taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Currently $54 a month. Actual speeds vary. Stream Saver requires Xfinity internet or TV and price subject to change.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
Is that the official Super Bowl theme song for this year, Chris?
I think it has to be.
Yeah, I think so. Super Bowl licks. L-I-X. Jason Ross, Carmichael Dave, Chris Verlot. Always good to hear.
I also thought of another verb for a former Super Bowl.
All right, so we have licks, we have live, L-I-V, also a golf tour. What's the third?
Super Bowl 3.
I was on it. I thought, Jason, I thought he had one. That's the second time today I've been kerfuffled. I've been hoodwinked. AB got me earlier. Got to tip the cap to that one.
Your Giants cap.
My Giants cap. This is a fourth. Now, MC says that I look like Barney half out of the costume. Breaking news is Barney has a green tummy. Is that not
Not that I
breaking
know
news?
of.
No, I didn't know that either.
A different Barney, maybe?
Is that alternate? Are we talking about Barney Rubble?
Barney Fife.
Also Barney Miller.
Barney Grumble.
Smith Barney.
Ooh, good one. Barney who, Chris?
Grumble? Grumble?
Who the hell
From The
is that?
Simpsons.
Oh.
Is that now Barney Moore? Smith Barney, Barney Rubble, Barney. And are you looking up famous Barneys?
Of course.
Wait, hold on. It was Smith Barney, Barney Rubble, Barney the dinosaur. Oh, and Barney Miller.
Yeah.
Hey, Razor Rudy says a no-hitter is a no-hitter. Yeah, it's great if the pitcher, I'm assuming pitcher, did it himself, but at the end of the day, it's a team sport. They did it together. What are we trying to teach our kids? Well, at the end of the day, it's a team sport. Jason, I always ask, what about at the beginning?
At the beginning of the day?
Yeah, what about the beginning of the day?
It's all individuals, not a team sport.
It's not a team sport.
Yeah, they came together as a team at the end of the day.
Eric says Barney Plumbing, Heating, and Air. I don't
Barney.
Don't know how happy they'd be with that.
It's a hell of a jingle.
Yeah,
it is a hell of a jingle. All right, let's get into what we're getting into here. The NFL season opens tonight, ladies and gentlemen, 5:20. It's on NBC/Peacock. You can watch it and enjoy yourself. Ravens versus Chiefs. Do either of you have a meal planned for the evening that is football motivated, or are you just eating whatever the hell you're eating?
Yeah, it's just eating whatever, watching the game. That's all. I'm guessing. What do you got going? Because you do, I'm sure.
I don't know yet.
Oh
no, I've been thinking about that.
Plans changed, I guess, huh?
Yeah, because plans did change. And
it's just you there tonight, correct?
Yeah, yes, I'm gonna probably grill something. Shocking, but I'm also trying to kind of eat healthier. Like I was at, hey, by the way, they had all kinds of food in the suite last night. You guys be super proud of me. I did have a little bit of popcorn. I'm not gonna lie, but come on. But they had a fruit tray, dude. I absolutely housed a bunch of fruit last night because it's healthy.
Yeah.
Well,
honestly, did they have jelly rolls?
No, dude. They had chicken and steak nachos. They had hot dogs and French fries, popcorn. They had these little like cake bites.
No brownies?
Nope, but a plate of cookies.
Okay.
I ate the fruit and a couple handfuls of popcorn. I feel like that's pretty good.
I've only been to the suite a couple times, and there's been nothing in there.
Yeah, I think it highly depends on circumstances.
Yes.
Headwinds.
Caitlin
Clark.
I've never been to the suite.
What?
Yeah.
You've never been hosted? None of that?
Well, no, if I'm there, usually I'm working.
Yeah. How many events do you go to, like events there or anything?
I've been to a few concerts, but just with tickets.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. I was, because obviously Kings games, no, but
right.
Jason, you should host an event.
Okay. I'll have an event at the arena. Just come on by.
Actually, I've been pushing for a while. I want us to be able to have a sleepover. Wouldn't that be cool to have a sleepover?
They do that.
Yeah, I know. I want us. Didn't they?
And then us to do the morning show from there?
Yeah, exactly. But you also have to let us play video games on the Golden One big screen.
Oh, there you go.
That's a big deal.
Okay.
Caitlin Clark, this just in, is very good. How about another triple double for Caitlin?
That team's
Clark?
rolling.
They are Wyatt. I am rolling. Yes, they absolutely are. And as which to you, Jason Ross, is more of a sure thing? Caitlin Clark winning the Rookie of the Year,
okay,
or the San Francisco Giants missing the playoffs? Because we have closed the book on both.
More of a sure thing?
Yeah, more of a sure thing that Caitlin Clark.
Okay, it's Caitlin Clark. Because I mean, the other one's sure, but I guess mathematically can still happen. So yeah, Caitlin Clark.
If Caitlin Clark doesn't win the MVP,
Rookie of the Year,
That part. Sorry. That's like the biggest snub in sports history, right?
I would think so. I mean, I guess that's still being, the reason why maybe the answer could be Caitlin Clark is that's still being judged. That's an opinion. That's a vote.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the Giants aren't, like, it's just, did they win enough games? And the answer will be no.
No.
But there's no way she should win the Rookie of the Year for sure.
The Chicago Cubs combined on a kind of no-hitter yesterday. I mean, shout out to the Cubs. Good for them. And, and we talked about it at the top of the show, man. Combined no-hitters, it's cool. But
if you pitched your career, so if you, however your career went.
Yeah.
And someone says, what's your best game? And you were the starter in that game and went 7 innings and threw a no. Are you saying I threw a no-hitter? Or are you saying I was part of a no-hitter?
Oh, I'm 100% saying I threw a no-hitter.
Yeah. Oh, really? What day? And then people look it up. Well, you were part of a no-hitter.
Yeah. I mean, let them say that.
Yeah.
And then let them get punched.
You wouldn't say I almost had a no-hitter?
No, because it was
then that feels like you gave up a hit in the 9th.
Yeah, because exactly. It was a no-hitter.
Or are you ticked at your manager for taking you out? 7th inning?
Well, like last night, Shohei Imanaga had a 95 pitches and was taken out after 7. And that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, I get it if he's at like 100 and something, but look, you got a no-hitter going. Let's give the kid to 120 somewhere in there. We've seen
it was
those.
Also 11-0. Like,
right.
Sometimes those are 1-0. It's like, man, we might the guy's getting tired. We also might lose the game. Like the Cubs, had the game in hand. It's 11-0. They're at home. Let's see him go. Let's do it.
Oh, and by the way, also, though your Yankees lost to the Rangers.
Why is that coming up?
Because the White Sox beat the Orioles.
I know, and that happened earlier in the day. I'm like, what a steal. The Yankees could go back in first, and then they lost.
8-1 was your final. And Hamburger Dad, don't see him that often, or her, but I'm assuming that's a him. You never know anymore.
Don't get fooled again.
It's not Hamburger Mom. Checking in on the YouTube chat. Tim Lincecum threw 140 pitches.
In a row?
No, career.
Okay.
Sean checking in. Dave has asked you guys to spend the night with him twice in the last 2 hours. It's
so, or is that meaning like we need to pack our stuff and get there tonight? You're gonna be lonely.
I am going to be a little bit lonely, but hey, I just want to spend the night.
You got the deer.
So, yes,
deer, and you got video games.
I haven't seen the deer in a while. I haven't. I saw a fox the other day. I haven't seen the deer.
What did it say?
What the fox say? I don't know, man. I went inside. I'm messing with a fox.
But you'll pet the deer.
I'll pet the deer. Foxes are weird. They are. Like, I don't know. Is a fox going to bite you? Maybe. Is a deer? I don't think so. Deer's cute.
Okay.
Deer. Cutest animal movie ever, Bambi.
Isn't that the one where they blasted the mom?
Blasted.
But isn't it in the name? It's a fox.
That is true. It's a fox. Not my favorite fox, De'Aaron. Please isolate. Isn't that the one where they blasted the mom? Please, please make that a recurring theme. All right, I need to quit laughing here because one serious note: the teen that was trying to rob rookie receiver Ricky Pearsall and ended up not just shooting Ricky through the chest, but also was shot in the arm himself in the struggle, was arraigned in juvenile court Wednesday, said through his attorney that he was sorry for what happened. I'm not trying to make light of this. Like, honestly, I just, ask questions about everything. Why do you say it through his attorney? Just say you're sorry. Like, say it. You're in court.
Yeah.
Parents with it. Just say you're sorry. I'm not saying that makes anything better. Just, you release a statement through your attorney. Just say you're sorry. It's just a stupid, lame, horrible situation. He's been charged with attempted murder, assault with a semi-automatic weapon, attempted second-degree robbery, and some other related gun charges. The office has not decided whether to try the juvenile as an adult, saying they need time to investigate further. That's what I don't understand either, and I don't want to get off the rails here, although I will. But, Isn't it all or nothing? Like, what goes into charging somebody as an adult? If you're 18, you're an adult, and if you're not, you're a juvenile. Or, like, where's the line there? Or if you're old
18.
enough to try, that's what I'm saying. But also, it's like, well, if you're old enough to rob somebody with a gun, then you should be tried as an adult. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to understand any of that. I just don't know. What are you investigating? How close he is to 18? How many months away? Like, what's the line of demarcation there is to decide that thing? It's just a stupid. I hate the whole thing, obviously, and not just for, not to sound like a ding dong here. Not just for. I guess there's something about the parents being in the courtroom. It just it sucks the most for Ricky. Obviously, full end of statement, period. But it's just you had. It's just a 17-year-old life just down the drain. I don't know what the parents are going through. It's just, come on, guys. It ain't that. Public service announcements, not that important.
Right. Totally unnecessary.
Yeah, completely unnecessary. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, as we barrel towards crosstalk with Christopher Watkins and celebrity birthdays, how about what to watch? I know of one, at least, to watch today. And on this day in sports history, mentioning a name that we spoke about just yesterday, as a matter of fact. We'll do that all right after this.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. They'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From First Time Nana Moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To Annual Girls Trip Moments. Your can't miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
For most of the people that walk in our store, it's been an ongoing, nonstop issue, and they're finally walking into the Good Feet store. Okay, the guy that came into my store last year that has had plantar fasciitis for 30 years. I looked at him, I said, "Are you kidding me? I've been here for 14. Where have you been?" I helped relieve a problem that's plagued him for 30 years. I mean, how do you not go home and talk about that?
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
It's not hard to be a mom. It's hard to be a good mom. It's easy to be a bad mom. That's so easy. But to be a good mom is hard. To be a bad mom, that's as easy as being a great dad. That's...
Nikki Glazer, Alive and Unwell Tour. Friday, September 20th. The venue at Thunder Valley. Tickets on sale now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. She's alive and unwell. Don't miss Nikki Glazer.
Thank you. Good night.
Get your tickets for the Marysville Stampede September 14th and 15th at MarysvilleStampede.com.
waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
All right, welcome back. Half hour left, and it is NFL Thursday. The season officially begins today. We are incredibly excited, as I'm sure you are as well. Everybody's undefeated today, Jason. Everybody has a chance to win the whole thing.
Do you have any fantasy implications for tonight?
Oh, football?
Yeah.
I
guess I should have clarified.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, Jason. I don't, like I said, I don't even know who the hell's on my other team. But what about you?
No, I don't really think so. I mean, I'm in so many stinking leagues this year. I think I have Mark Andrews in one, so I guess he's playing. Last year I had Lamar Jackson in my most important league, and that was very productive for me, but I don't have him this year. So yeah, not really that much tonight.
Yeah, I got nothing
also
either.
have Mark Andrews.
Okay.
Going against the number one pick of the league.
Oh.
that?
Wait, who was the number one pick? Oh, Breece Hall?
Emil.
Oh, Emil.
Oh, you're playing against him.
Okay, I got you.
And you guys are doing the Survivor thing again, correct?
Of course.
Oh God, that's right. I got to get that in.
Yeah.
Don't isolate that. All right. You know what? I'm going to do that live on the air right now before we get so that way there, if for some reason I miss, hopefully our engineer Jason Ornelas will allow this. So I will
turn it in. Yeah.
I am going to turn it in. I will publicly say my Survivor pick of the week. Oh God, don't they all feel on week one though? You just talk yourself into like that could be
you get nervous.
That could be the upsets.
And remember, there's a week one mulligan.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And a week one only, so it might be worth taking a little bit of a risk if you want.
Boy. Well, I want to pick the Bills over the Cardinals, but then I can't pick the Bills the rest of the year. You know what? I'm putting my money where my mouth is, guys. And there is a mulligan, and I've been talking the smack. Give me the Bears over the Titans.
Okay.
That's my Survivor pick for
Turn
week
it
one.
in.
Yeah, I probably will. All those, Cincinnati over the Patriots. Interesting. Survivor leagues are fun because it takes absolutely no effort.
It's a quick decision and move on.
You guys just simply have to say something and then move on. What to watch tonight? Obviously, 8:20. Ravens at the defending world champion, barely in overtime. Kansas City Chiefs at the Arrowhead.
Which you can also listen to right here on Sactown Sports.
Yeah. Hey, wait, does that mean? Oh, wow. Look, Kyle and Whitey get off early today, huh?
Yeah.
What a great time.
Give some of their money back.
Yeah. Soon they'll be working half weeks when camp season starts. Not jealous at all of that. It will be a tough decision for me tonight, gentlemen. I know we've got Ravens, Chiefs, but we also have the Diamondbacks and Giants and Mariners and A's. And I don't even know what to. Maybe I'll watch the first part, like the first half plus of the football game, and then switch over to baseball.
Yeah, you got Blake Snell pitching tonight.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Yeah,
Boris Client, Blake Snell. So
Actually, let me double check just to make it. It's Thursday. Yeah, it's getaway day. You're good. Those are new. Those are 12:30 games today and 12:45.
Oh, good. Oh, never mind then.
Yeah.
Also,
like when the Angels, Rangers, and Tigers, Padres are on,
it's just what do you do?
Tougher. Yeah.
Plus, there's probably some U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, imagine next year at this time we could have seen the Mariners and A's
after the show
at Sutter Health Park.
Yeah. Oh, right after the show. This time
ride our bikes.
Yeah, ride our bikes over. That'd be fun. Want to point out too, this was from much earlier, but I made a note and I forgot when we were talking about best running backs, favorite running backs, and all that. I wouldn't change my answer necessarily, but the person did point out we should at least make a mention of Walter Payton. Like,
of course,
that has to be.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think any of us brought his name up through no fault of our own. You know, it just wasn't the person we picked. We picked Barry Sanders. We picked Bo Jackson. But yeah, Sweetness was. This just in, Walter Payton was pretty good, Jason.
Yes, he was. Fun to watch.
On this date, gentlemen, September 5th, 1994. I believe that is a Super Bowl year. As a matter of fact, it is, because we're talking about it. Jerry Rice caught 2 touchdowns, and he ran another one in as the 49ers won their game 44-10. Rice surpassed Jim Brown with those 3 touchdowns for the most career touchdowns with 127.
Who did he do that against?
I'm trying to think. 44-10. That's a blowout. Not too many teams. It had to be an AFC team. It wasn't the Chargers because they beat them in the Super Bowl by a bigger. Oh, hey, it was the Raiders.
Oh,
yeah.
I remember that Monday night game.
It's like yesterday.
Yeah. Jerry Rice, 1 of 1.
There will never be another Jerry Rice unless it's Marvin Harrison Jr. or somebody else. But it just does kind of feel like he's just still like correct me, Jason, true or false? Oh, this is probably false, but Tom Brady will be easier to surpass as the GOAT quarterback of all time than Jerry Rice will be as the GOAT wide receiver of all time?
God, that's an interesting question. I'm not sure.
Thank you for that.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I
You know what's funny about the 2 of them? Like, most people would say Brady's the greatest quarterback, and everybody says Rice is the greatest receiver. If they were put into the NFL draft now, like based on metrics, speed, like Rice obviously got away from everybody, made the plays. He had a great career, but everybody talked about he wasn't the fastest. And even nowadays, like there's just bigger, taller, range of motion receivers. I just wonder where he'd be drafted today. Like if he entered as a college recruit now, or a NFL recruit, where he would go.
Yeah, man,
and Brady the same. Obviously, when he was 6th round, and Brady probably looks better physically now than he did coming out of college.
The one thing that gives me pause, though, is that I feel like there is a candidate currently that could overtake Tom Brady. There's still a long way to go, but as we talked about earlier, it's Patrick Mahomes. I don't know that there's no one Jefferson? I don't see anyone where I'm like, oh yeah, that guy. I think Mahomes has a better chance of overtaking Brady, as tough as that would be, as anyone currently has of overtaking Rice.
Mm-hmm.
But
if Tyreek Hill and Mahomes had their entire career together.
Oh God. Yeah, that does kind of suck that got broken up, doesn't it? That's another thing, is that, no disrespect to Jerry Rice, but Jerry Rice got to catch passes almost entirely from 2 first ballot Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
Which is kind of bad too. Is like, well, those first ballot Hall of Fame quarterbacks threw to the greatest wide receiver of all time.
Yeah, they made each other great.
That's very true. Although, Terrell Owens came in and was like, I can be the 2nd or 3rd best receiver of all time. And he only got he got a decent chunk of Steve Young, but it's that Shanahan offense, you guys.
Exactly.
That was the key. We'll take a break. When we come back, celebrity birthdays and, of course, crosstalk with Styles and not Watkins, all coming up right after this.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SactownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Styles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SactownSports.com.
Hi, this is Congressman Kevin Kiley. We live in the greatest congressional district in America. From the Gold Country to the High Sierra, we are blessed with unmatched beauty and natural resources. But issues like sky-high gas and food prices and rising crime make life hard for too many. I'm working across party lines to pass common sense legislation that will make life better, safer, and more affordable. If you're a veteran or senior trying to get help with your benefits, or having any other issues with the federal government bureaucracy, call my office toll-free at 1-888-406-3855. Over the last 18 months, We've helped resolve thousands of cases of all types and returned over $7 million to constituents. This is Congressman Kevin Kiley. You can visit my website at kiley.house.gov to learn more. We are here to serve you. Thank you for listening. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Where do you go when you need someone to represent you? For me, you want someone that is local and that you can actually get to and talk with. There are plenty of big branded lawyers out there with the name, but you never get to talk to them. So go to saclegaldefense.com and connect with the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez. He's local, he'll represent you, and he'll have your back. Whether it's expungements, wrongful termination, when you're in a spot when you need legal help, call the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez at 916-304-9187.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Most amateurs like to play for something on the course, and you'll be pleased to know the USGA doesn't object to informal wagering when it's a friendly bet with your friends. Some of the most popular wagers are the Nassau, which is 3 bets. Low score on the front, low score on the back, and a low score for the full 18. In a round robin, 2 members of the foursome team up against the other 2, but the catch is the partners rotate every 6 holes. In skins, the player that wins the hole earns the skin. If there's a tie, the skin is carried over and the next hole is worth 2 skins. And of course, don't forget wagers for greenies, landing your shot on a par 3 green, sandies, earning a save from the sand, woodies, parring after hitting a tree, and of course, Arnies, parring without hitting the fairway in honor of Arnold Palmer. So play away. Your amateur status is safe. For Golf to Go, I'm Frank LaRosa.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
What was I thinking?
And he's bringing some friends. Carmichael.
I want to close your eyes for this.
Tyler Rich. Tasha.
And
And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
And now,
here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Hey. Hi, Jason.
Hi.
Where's Chris?
He's here.
Oh, hi, Chris. Hi.
Hello.
Hey, why isn't Christopher Lloyd yelling at you? Hey, my computer.
Because he's putting us in a one shot.
Oh, look at that! Look at that one shot. You guys look like news anchors, except not in suits.
Over to you.
How are you, Chris?
Pretty good. Yeah, I think today is going to be the last day without Alan. So
he's coming back for Friday officially.
I've made this a point. I think he's actually the first person ever to miss an entire work week and then come back on a Friday.
And he had Monday off already.
Great point.
You
know,
he's doing it wrong.
Completely.
Or is he doing it right?
No.
Yeah, I agree. You can't come back on a Friday. That's weird.
It's just, energies, whatever. I mean, it'll be nice for me,
Wait, say that again. When did he leave? When was his last day?
I think he left like almost immediately after the show on Friday.
So he left. So he did the full week, and then he's missing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, coming back Friday.
Well, Monday, I remember, was the holiday. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude, come on, man.
Come on. It's a rookie mistake.
That is a rookie mistake. Hey, Chris, trivia question for you. Well, really predicting question. Who will have more wins this year? The Las Vegas Raiders or the Chicago Bears?
Well, if you ask Vegas, it's the not Raiders, but the city. They'll say it's the Bears by far. We were doing the over-unders yesterday, and there's a couple that had them at 9.5, which is insane. I would probably go Bears, even without that.
That is the correct answer.
Yeah.
And then also just some stuff we have discussed earlier before you came in. Who's going to be easier to pass if it ever happens? Tom Brady or Jerry Rice as the greatest at their position?
Probably Jerry Rice because of receivers nowadays. Like the amount of passing that goes on. It feels like Brady, you have to win Super Bowls in order to pass that. I think you could just put up ridiculous numbers and potentially pass Jerry Rice.
Does it make a difference in your answer at all that there is currently a player that is absolutely on track to pass Tom Brady and there is no player on track to pass Jerry Rice?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely interesting. Yeah, I mean, I still think it's going to be hard for Patrick Mahomes to do it.
Yeah.
Like he's got what? He's got 3
I thought it
right
was
now?
Derek
Or
Carr.
2? He's got – how many does he have? He has
3.
3 right
3.
now. So he needs 4 more. I mean, and it could turn into like the LeBron Jordan thing where it's like, okay, he has 5 or he has 6, but this one was more – I mean, it'd be tough to top Brady's Falcons comeback, but – I don't know. I feel like Brady's kind of got it locked up, and I just can't imagine anyone winning 7 Super Bowls or even getting 6.
Oh, we all.
Yeah, Chris has winning 10.
Oh, 10.
Yeah, a few years ago, I predicted he would have 10 Super Bowls.
Brady or Mahomes?
Mahomes.
It's not crazy. It's really not. Like, it could happen.
3/10 of the way there.
You know? He's still, 28 years old, something like that? I mean, he's got some time. Who else is going to, I mean, I looked it up today. Lamar Jackson's only beaten him once in his career.
Yeah.
Josh Allen's on a downward slope right now. Joe Burrow, we don't know if his wrist is going to be okay to throw passes. Like, I don't know who's going to beat him.
Well, just a reminder that football season starts tonight, and they're still using chains to determine first downs.
Better than flashcards.
Don't they see the yellow line?
I know, right? It's right there, right at their feet, Jason Ross.
Yeah,
How's
get
that
past
not
the
in
line.
person yet?
Yeah.
You would think that they would have figured out how to just display that line in real life at this point.
Just like a long piece of yellow tape that people hold.
Right.
Yeah. Why
Someone
not?
holds it.
Right. Celebrity birthdays are brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Nothing, and I mean nothing, brings family and friends together more than Crumble Cookies. Jason Ross.
Happy birthday to Michael Keaton. Great American actor.
Big Mike.
Multiplicity is his best movie?
Model American.
Oh, do you know he's changing his name?
To what?
Because his acting name is Michael Keaton, and he wants to change it to his actual name,
which is
Michael Douglas.
Oh.
So he wants to start going by Michael Keaton Douglas for his movies.
Probably a little late for that, yeah?
I mean, like, no?
I just mean, feel like people already know him as something. It's kind of hard to change that.
Well, I mean, like, that's going to be his. I don't think anyone's going to be calling him Michael Keaton Douglas.
This is a real thing.
Yeah.
I just looked it up and simultaneously knocked myself out of celebrity birthdays for this one. There's a Michael Douglas already.
Of course. Very famous.
Yeah, kind of. A little bit. I get that's his. You should have just gone by Michael. That's probably why you didn't go by Michael Douglas then, huh?
Yeah.
Where the hell?
You know what Katy Perry's real name is?
Beyonce.
Katie Larry.
Kate Hudson. And Kate Hudson isn't even her real last name.
It's Perry.
You know who Michael Keaton Douglas's partner was for 6 years, 89 to 95?
Robin.
Courtney Cox. You say
Really?
that on the air?
What?
Yeah, Courtney Cox. I didn't know that. Wow. Anyways, Michael Keaton Douglas is 51.
I'm going to say he's 61.
65.
You're all wrong.
We're not even in the decade. 73.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was acting in movies.
So
in the
that's
early
why he
80s.
didn't need makeup for Beetlejuice.
Whoa.
That's right. Oh, that's coming out next month.
This weekend.
Is it this weekend?
By next
Probably
month.
out tonight.
I mean,
Oh, you know what? I think because in my head, I'm waiting until it cools down and gets closer to Halloween to go see it in the theater with the kids.
I don't think it's going to be out in theater in Halloween.
Yes, it
weeks.
will.
That's
Oh, it's
7 weeks away.
Yes, it will. Dude,
It'll probably already be on TV by then.
no, by 2 weeks before Halloween. No.
Oh, so now it's 2 weeks before Halloween.
Didn't I say? I thought I
You
said
said
that.
Halloween.
You guys think it won't be in the theater on Halloween?
No. I think there could be. I think there could be like, oh, we're bringing it back for Halloween, but I don't think it will be concurrently through Halloween.
It's like 6 weeks away. 7 weeks. All right, you're on. Be wrong again, as usual.
Happy birthday, Davion Mitchell, former King.
Oh, current Raptor.
Off night.
Oh, I know he's one of two.
He's one of one.
I'll say 26.
That's what I was going to say.
That's what I was going to say.
You guys
all just go 26. Yeah, 26.
You're all
Same
going to say it,
miracle.
risking all being right or wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys, we have a correct answer.
Yeah.
You're all right. 26.
Yeah.
Happy
The
birthday.
Day Hive.
Happy birthday to Lance Stevenson.
Ooh. Born ready.
Is Lance Stevenson, did everybody, the first thing you think of with Lance Stevenson blowing in LeBron's ear?
Yes.
Good for LeBron. Yeah.
Lance Stevenson is 35.
Ooh. 37.
Ooh.
36.
You dirty.
Carmichael Dave is closest, 34.
Wow.
Should still be playing. Happy birthday to Mac Jones. McCorkle Jones.
Mac Jones.
No longer a Patriot. Well, he might be a Patriot, but not a New England Patriot.
Mac Jones is 26.
Say 27.
28.
We have a correct answer.
Yeah, it's Chris
And
Watkins.
it goes to Carmichael Dave, 26.
Wow, this guy.
Last one from
Clean it
the
up.
Boston Red Sox, Jaron Duran,
22.
All-Star MVP.
Something else. Yeah, 29.
24.
Chris Watkins is closest, 28.
Wow.
Wow, he's that old?
Yeah, over the hill.
I mean, not that that's old, but wow, I thought he was. Yeah, wow. What's coming up on the show today,
Interesting.
Christopher?
Well, my favorite NBA head coach, Joe Mazzulla, has some more funny things to say. Zach Lowe had some good words for Keon Ellis. We're going to play that audio, and maybe, possibly, we saw the jersey leak for the Kings this season. Going to do some jersey talk, and what's your favorite Kings jersey?
What's your favorite jersey? And is
Period.
it new? New?
The Houston Oilers in general, those baby blues were pretty incredible.
Baby blue's dumb.
Hey.
All right. So for Chris Watkins, Chris Erlod, Chris Watkins, Kelly Brothers, Jason Ross. Hey, we'll see you tomorrow. Stick around for Chris Watkins and Jersey Talk, NFL Talk, and so much more. Love you all. Bye-bye now.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple.